This music's so good.
Welcome to Nat1Fun, ladies and gentlemen. We bring you into episode 8 now of our Icewind Dale campaign. We have a few things that we need to talk about just prior to the actual game starting. The music is kind of loud. I'm going to turn it down just a bit so that way the replay doesn't drown out the voice. There we go. First off, let's talk the fact that I'm not wearing my D&D garb like an idiot. Talk amongst yourself.
Oh, okay.
Hey, how's everyone doing today? Cat.
You just die?
You okay?
Well, our DM has joined Ian, so.
Oh, jeez.
So now we're ready
Oh,
to get
nope. He's living.
Okay.
He's alive. He's good.
Yeah, I just have a strike through Ian's name in my notes.
Oh,
Look, we need to be sad, guys.
Damn.
Like, I don't
know.
need to be, but the
Damn.
rest of you need to be sad. I need to pretend to be sad.
Damn, Doug, look at that haircut, homie.
Okay.
Ooh, I've got
Hey.
pictures of the dice for that Jolly got.
Jolly
I
green.
will send them to everybody when I'm not in the middle of the game.
I got it already. Don't worry about it.
Also,
So
Jolly, no. Ooh, go on. Never mind. Go on then.
now we're back. Now we're good. Now
sad
things
thoughts,
have.
sad thoughts.
Yep. I have now broken into the DM spirit, and we shall continue. So, as I was saying before, we have a few announcements. One being that I'm a little invisible here because I adjusted my camera, and I need to fix that while we're talking. But another one is that we just recently had our first dice giveaway recipient actually get their dice in. And so just for anybody that is interested in the fact that we do giveaways to... All right, here we go. We do giveaways. And as you can see here, our lovely recipient of our first giveaway has received their dice, and the dice that they received, man, let's just say they took way better pictures than the pictures that were even up on the website.
I know, they really did.
Let me save image. All right. Oh, I had messed up everybody's camera. Wonderful. All right. It's okay. It's okay. Right? We're good? No, we're not. We're totally not good anymore. Great. Awesome.
Also, I know the dice pick is important, but damn, that TV.
I like the logo on the back.
Right?
They watch us every week.
Reset
Oh.
I know, but.
camera. And
Wait.
let's bring
Oh, this is
back.
the right one.
Oh, we're missing Bradley. There we go. All right. So sorry about that. Anyways, let's get back into it. This is a professional stream, I swear. All right. Anyways, dice picks. I believe these are the ones I'm looking for. They are. All right, cool. Excellent. They're a little large, but as you can see, holy crap, how beautiful are those dice?
Oh.
I almost kept them.
I mean,
They
they
almost were
are
not a giveaway die.
gorgeous.
Wow.
They're so
Yeah.
pretty.
So anyways, those were the dice that we was the first month's giveaway, I believe, and then our second month giveaway dice are, I assume, at least on its way or soon to be on its way to our
Supposed
second.
to be there Monday.
Perfect.
According to tracking.
So, I mean, just so you guys know, the dice that we give away are not just some clunky, you know, giant bag o' dice. These are legitimately some of the nicest and prettiest dice that I've seen in a blue tint. I myself have some amazing blue dice, and this one literally kicks all my blue dice in the pants when it comes to how pretty they are. So yeah, needless to say, the prizes that you can possibly win here are exceptional. That being said, our next set of free dice will be decided coming in the next week, so that way we can prep you guys for next month's giveaway. And then on top of that, our lovely bartender Ray has also set up not just one this week, but 2 drinks of the week in loving memory of our good friend and compatriot. Ray, would you like to go ahead and take away that? Or take it away?
So, I tried to think about what I do when I have lost someone, like actual Ray, not Leodin. And generally there's a shot and a drink involved. And every time I would try to do just one or the other, I couldn't do just one or the other. So we did both. They're rum-based drinks. I don't know why. They're just rum-based drinks. The shot is just a brown or a gold rum. Yes, there is a difference, but it's not a great big difference. And then blue curacao. You can add whipped cream to it and to make it a slightly sweeter shot. If you're like, I don't do shots, well, then add whipped cream. And then the cocktail, which I am currently drinking, is 2 different kinds of rum. A higher proof rum, that same, whichever the gold or the brown rum that you get, the blue curacao, and then either orange or grapefruit juice. And it's quite refreshing and very dangerous, as any good cocktail should be.
Yep.
The cocktail I actually call it is based off of a drink called the Irish Wake, and I have named this one Ian's Wake.
Oh, I love it. I didn't realize that it was based off of the Irish Wake. That's really cool. I thought it was just straight up off of Hrothgar's, and now it makes it even more amazing.
Yeah.
So as you can see here on stream or on screen, we have the 2 drinks of the week, the shot and the actual sipping drink, and they are just wonderfully colored. First off, they just match the, like, look at my screen, like look at my background, and then look at these drinks and tell me these are not perfect. Ray has sat here and like made some of the most fitting drinks for this game. So you guys, if you have the chance, jump down to our Discord chat and definitely check out our drink of the week, as there's some really great stuff. Sometimes we don't post it here live on stream, so you can catch the drink of the week there on Discord for sure though, and some amazing pictures, some awesome setups, and of course mixes and drinks to catch there. And of course, if you ever do make them, send us pictures of anything you guys do, like that is like
Anytime.
involved in Nat1Fun. You have merch, if you've won something from us, if you make some drinks of the week, anything that we provide you and you guys kind of want to show off your support and stuff like that, I would like be ecstatic to see it, and I believe everybody else of course would. So that would be wonderful. So let's jump into the next thing. We do have a sponsor for the video or for the stream. Again, it is Dirt Cheap Dungeons. If you have not heard of it, you should definitely check it out. It's just www.dirtcheapdungeons.com. You should check it out because it is very nice on your wallet kind of way to set up a physical dungeon terrain and dungeon tile set. The pieces are very well made. I'm still in the midst of making the sponsorship video because I'm a very procrastinating like person, but I have already started it. I have an intro for it, and it's getting there. But once that's done, we will definitely have to set up some great stuff, and eventually expect a dungeon cam where we will actually have physical setup, including miniatures for all our characters. So that'll be super fun. Let's see. We got Dice sponsor. merch. Let's talk about merch, guys. Down below the stream, you will see a link to our merch. I know it's just a single tiny little link right now, but I plan on once I actually get the physical merchandise in, aside from the mask I own, which is right here, which is actually really awesome, like I said before. This mask is extremely high quality make. It has a gap, so if you have a filter or something like that you'd like to put in, or even a more qualified mask, for instance, if you are mandated to have a more powerful mask or a specific mask, you can actually place it inside this and have it cover it up and still represent Nat1Fun. But that is neither here nor there. There is a merch shop underneath the stream, and you should definitely check it out. We got t-shirts, mugs, stickers, everything you can think of, masks, baby clothing, blah blah blah. But we are going to come up with more designs here soon. So obviously the one that has the Nat1Fun logo is our main seller. But soon, I would definitely love to Keep Being Your Best Self and maybe some others if we figure out some like maybe repeating or more epic moments that we have during the actual stream. So if you guys ever come up with anything for us, for instance, if you have like a clip or something like that, or something that you super enjoyed from the stream at any moment or something like that, don't be afraid to let us know, either here or Discord, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever, and I will definitely take a look at that, and we can maybe talk about making that into either some merch or even putting it in like a highlight video or something like that, which is also in the works. So other than that, I think I am done being a windbag. And does anybody else have anything relevant or anything that they'd like to say before we go ahead and get started? Okay, for those that are not in our Discord, YOLO over what the heck, thank you very much for the 3 months. You champion, thank you very much.
Please.
You know what? What the heck? You literally caught me off guard. I was saying something. It was probably important.
Gordon.
And we will never know.
Those of you who aren't a part of our Discord? Those
of you who are not a part of our Discord will never know either, because I totally forgot what I was saying. I had something too, and it was semi-important, but I just really can't. No, don't worry about it. No. Believe me, it's fine.
They should go check out our Discord.
You should go check out our Discord for no other reason than just going to check out our Discord. And Doug, of course, on top of things, immediately to cover for it. Way too suspenseful. All right, sorry about that, guys. Totally like poop brain, and it left. All right. Anyways, if we don't have anything else, guys, we'll go ahead and get started. So, without further ado, let's move into the stream intro. Let me stop the music and then we can get it started. All right, guys, here we go. Those of you who are not part of our Discord, be part of our Discord. All right, let's get started. Here we go. And let's hit him with the last we left off. So, last we left off. Start some music. Last we left off, our adventurers had just decided, or just got done fighting a hag and its companion inside of a cave system well to the northwest of our... We can't hear you. You can't hear me in... You can hear me now. Last we left off, we fought a hag in a cave system. Got it. And a with its crony. And now, yeah, she couldn't hear me in Discord is what it was. I had muted myself. I always mute myself in Discord, that way I don't say or do anything during the intro. Anyways, after fighting the hag and its companion, and dropping literally 3 members of our party within the fight, a bit of rest was necessary, and as Leodin played an epic song during the rest in order to help heal everybody up, we decided to take a look around, and as they looked around, they were able to find a map that they can use to find some sort of treasure, some sort of weird treasure map that looks like a puzzle of some sort with a key and some symbols. But other than that, they have found a magical cauldron that they learned was a very magical artifact, if you will. And this cauldron could stand to feed upwards of over 300 people per day. And in doing so, they also recovered the 4 frozen corpses of the fishermen that had gotten lost at sea once they had set out. After a bit of rest, they decided to kind of look over the rest of the caverns, finding a very hungry, large, and skinny, if you will, dire wolf looking for food, and in doing so, they very hastily threw it a ration and exited stage left. They decided to check out the rest of the caverns, basically finding out that the caverns themselves were some sort of holy ground for frost giants to end their life in a suicidal ritual to basically boat themselves off to the next life. And as they made their way out of the caves, they decided to take the ice back across towards south towards East Haven. Once they made their way back towards East Haven, they headed straight towards the central area, where, of course, the speaker, the town speaker, was at City Hall, and Abel even splitting off once, making his way to the inn first. As Abel made his way to the inn first, he heard some rabble about a murder yet again within 10 towns. This now being the 2nd or 3rd that has occurred within a short period of time. Abel, immediately hearing this, exits out of the inn and makes his way to try and meet up with the group. The group, making their way straight towards City Hall, gets there and finds a very angry Brian standing outside of the doorway, trying to basically tell them that they need to make sure that they are stationary, that they don't do anything crazy or anything like that. Brian, of course, being a bit of a curmudgeon, was then halted by the town speaker himself. As the town speaker finally made his presence known to the party, this red-headed, large, in stature, male named Daneth Whalen makes his way up to him and explains that there has been a murder within 10 towns, and as a matter of fact, it's just recently happened to the northeast. After the team decides that that's probably where they would find Captain Imdra, where they would be able to claim the reward, they head to the northeast, only to find that their friend their compatriot, and even a long-time citizen of 10 Towns has perished. He has been murdered, found with a large icicle of shaped in the shape of a dagger within his back, straight through his, within his chest, straight to his heart. In a bit of emotional reluctance, the group made their way up there to try and figure out what had happened, and decided that a proper burial was necessary. Olanu making her way to ensure that the dogs, Sarah and Molly, were taken care of, to bring them back, to make sure that they had a place to go, to Captain Imdra. The rest of the party making their way back to the inn to try and kind of situate themselves. After Olanu made it notified the fact that she would be burying Ian atop the large hill that he would frequent every time they were in East Haven, Imdra made her way to the inn to inform the rest of the party. As Olanu essentially dragged Ian's body all the way up to the top of the cliffside, the dogs in tote, the rest of the party eventually making their way there to cover Ian in piles of rocks in order to give him his proper burial. A few words were said, tears were shed, and Ulanu's anger boils forth as Leodin lays down yet another wonderful musical bit that even spun the lights themselves from the aurora down into her mandolin as she played, sending them off into a mist of color as she finishes. And as Olanu Iceheart Akhenathi swears her revenge against whoever did this to Ian, we pick up today's session. And I'm not going to do it this time because I do it every time. It's not going to happen. Here we go. We're just going to transition as if. Hey, there we go. That's how it works. So, Olanu lets out a bit of an ominous foretelling of what is to come. But everybody else, you see now, of course, Leodin placing her mandolin away, the dogs stepping away from the corpse as Olanu orders. Abel, Grimly, Kin, what are you guys doing?
We should probably follow her, if for no other reason, just to make sure she doesn't do anything foolish tonight.
I agree.
I think focusing on a task that is related to this will help her focus her anger a bit.
After returning from your trip from the caves to the north, and speaking with the captain, and also taking the time to bury and everything like that, it's rounding about 8 or 9 p.m. now.
Do we think the captain waited for us at the inn, or do we think we'll have to talk to her in the morning?
I'm sure she waited for us. She seems like the reasonable sort. Let's meet her back up at the White Lady. Are you alright, Leodin?
I'll be fine. I'm fine. I'll be fine.
Alright.
I run after Iceheart.
Okay. So you start running after Iceheart. I did remember what I was trying to say before. For those that are not in our Discord, the team has leveled up to level 3. So if you look below me, you will see their new stats. You will see their new HP pools and everything like that. So level 3 now and moving on. carry on. Excuse me. Sorry, Leodin. You take a few steps and start to run after Olanu.
Iceheart. I don't think,
Yes.
I think we need to go talk to the captain.
That's what you need to do. Go ahead.
No, I think we all need to go talk to the captain.
Don't expect much from me right now.
I don't. I just think if you're going to do what you plan on doing, you should do it to the right person.
I will. Don't you worry. She quickens her pace.
Okay.
So see you at the inn?
Yes.
You see Sarah and Molly quick on her heels. Abel, Grimly, what are you guys doing?
Going to walk over to the grave, place my hand on one of the stones, and cast Funeral Rite, which, for the next 7 days, the target can't become undead. And then I'm just going to look at Abel and Kenraba and nod at them and start heading towards town.
Grimly, when you cast Funeral Rites, it is not just like an instant like kind of thing. You feel like saying a few words is not only necessary, but it feels like it would be the right thing to do. You don't need to say much in the moment. If you have anything you'd like to ad-lib, you're more than welcome to. But if not, then I can, of course, just move on.
It'll be more of a prayer. I think, just close my eyes and Helm, these past few days have been pretty rugged, and there's been some hard-hitting blows, especially with our friend Ian. Please just guide him on and keep him safe. And help us avenge his death.
Love it. As you say these rites, a light from behind the rocks shines forth for a moment, maybe a second or two, and then slowly dims. As you know, the power of your spell has gone off. Abel?
I just watch everybody leave. I turn around and I look out over the city. I look up at the aurora again, and then I follow behind Grimly.
Kinrava will wait for Abel and Grimly to get a good way down the cliff before turning her head back to the stone grave for a moment and just sort of quietly say under her breath, "Such fragile hearts." And then she'll start following after them.
Abel, as you're walking down the hill, the somber tone of what has just transgressed really beats down on you. This isn't necessarily the worst thing that's ever happened or anything like that, but a death is a death is a death, especially coming from someone you know and somewhat of a friend. And as you look upon into the sky, and you see the aurora just blazing past you in different shades of green and blue. You're reminded of another time. And at this point, I would like everybody but Abel to step into the other voice chat. And we can, of course, fix the cameras afterwards. Abel, you and I are going to have a little one-on-one for a second. All right, so let me see if I can do this here.
Oh, just a second. Sorry.
Oh God, my heart's racing.
What's even funnier is the fact that everything is jacked up on the one-on-one screen, but we're still going to switch over there, and I'll fix it as we go. Here we go. So apparently you are Allie and you are also Iceheart, but we are still going to move over here because I think it's better anyways. All right, so I'm going to move this to where you are showing now, not me. Nope, that's not what I wanted. All right, excellent. So, again, don't worry about all the junk that's on the screen right now. You know, one-on-one, and here we go. So, Abel, as you stare longingly into the sky, you feel a sense of warmth kind of come over you. A familiar warmth, as a matter of fact. Something that doesn't always come to fruition ever since you've left. But now that you have, and now that you're here, you feel that warmth. And as you stare off into the sky, you see the blues and greens begin to move and mold, not in the normal way that they do. As a matter of fact, as they move across, they usually kind of just shift and move, but suddenly they begin to form shapes. And as you look into the sky, you're then transported to another place. You find yourself within a cavern, but not one of the terrifying caverns that you've worked in or anything like that. One that's familiar to you. One that is only familiar to you and one other special person. One that you would use in respite to kind of go and get away from the world. One that your wife had found just not too long before you left. And as you enter the mouth of this cave, you start to see a bit of a greenish light emanate from one of the further small caverns, basically, that make up this cave system. And as you go into this cavern system, the green light kind of grows and grows and grows. And suddenly, standing in front of you, standing in a small patch of what looks like grass, you see a very familiar silhouette. Long black hair that runs down nearly to her butt. And you see that she's about 5'5" and very familiar. As you get closer, she bends down at the knees and she's kind of hunched down. And when you get closer and you approach, she turns around to you and you see the familiar face of your wife, one that you haven't seen in quite some time. You see the beautiful, piercing green eyes that she has. The piercing green eyes that entrance you, that remind you of the blues and greens of the aurora that fly above you. There's a sense of warmth from the aurora and from her the same warmth that you feel within her presence. And you see now she's dressed in a white evening gown, and she turns to you and she smiles. A very warm, heartful smile. What do you do?
I walk up to her and I embrace her.
You go up to walk up to her, and she stands up and she goes to hug you. And as you hug her, she comes back out of the hug and looks you directly in the eyes with a very, you can see that she's smiling with her eyes, and she has a very soft smile on her face. And she places her finger on her lips as she looks at you and then points down at the grass below, to where the grass seems to be glowing a faint green in this cavernous system that you had never seen before. You look down now and you hear the slight sound of an echoing children's laughter. And when you look down now, you can see in slow motion a little girl, no more than 3 years old, in the same type of white gown as your wife, as she skips along in slow motion, laughing and giggling. As your wife looks back up at you, she smiles.
Lena. Not a day passes that you don't occupy my thoughts. You're the first thing in my mind when I wake up, and you persist through the day. And when I dream of you, Lena. And when I look up at the aurora, those shades of green remind me of the green in your eyes. And it fills me with dread, because I know that I cannot return home to you until I bring back the sun. And I will do whatever it takes for you, the three of us, for our future.
She takes her arms and places her hands upon your shoulders. And as she does, she looks you directly in the eyes, and suddenly her eyes drift downwards. And you feel something touch the outer portion of your shin, of your calf. And you look down, and you see another child, another little girl. This time, with more of your features. You see lovely brown hair. As she jumps in and starts to play in slow motion with her sister, she moves around, and the mother, of course, kind of looking over the now very obvious twins that play in the grass. She looks back up at you, and without saying a word, you can feel the love and the passion that comes from her being. As she looks into your eyes, you can see a single tear run down her cheek. As she puts a little bit of pressure on your shoulders to bring you lower, she then takes her hands and places it upon your head, causing you to almost like spin in your own head, almost to become dizzy, as she places her soft lips upon your eyelids and kisses each one. And as you open your eyes, you are now back in Icewind as you look upon Grimly as he stumbles over one of the rocks in front of him, catches himself, and continues moving on. It seems not a second has passed And let's bring everybody back in. All right, guys.
So
You're good to
bad.
go. Come on back in.
Okay.
Oh no.
Yep,
Oh, dear.
everything's going to be messed
The
up for a second.
reader.
That's fine. Everything's messed up for a second, but we can always do the thing.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move into the other channel and then do the thing. We're just getting all the cameras set up, guys. In the right places. We just need to get our boy Trey and Brad to turn on the camera. Hey, there we go. And we're back.
I think everyone's thing is messed up though.
What's thing? What thing?
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, oh, we're good. All right. So, without
Oh, it's magic.
giving away too much, Abel, you come back again. You watch Grimly just right in front of you, stepping down. No time has passed whatsoever, but you feel a little lightheaded.
Do my eyes hurt?
Oh yeah, your eyes feel a bit strained, if you will. It's almost like hard to focus. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but if you haven't worn your glasses for a very long time and then you put your glasses on, or you wear your glasses and you take them off, you start to get a bit of a headache. Same sensation.
New prescription.
New prescription headaches.
I don't say anything for now, and I just watch Grimly walk off and follow behind him.
Kinrava will soon follow behind and just look at Abel and just say, maybe you should lay off the beard oil for a bit.
Yeah, I think it may be affecting my vision. It burns my eyes so much.
Hmm.
And I just continue walking with a smile.
All right. Olanu and Leodin, as you lead the charge back into East Haven, where are you headed?
I'm going to the
going
White
back to the
Lady
inn.
Inn. Okay.
Leodin, making your way to the inn. Olanu also?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, being that she is making a beeline, Olanu arrives first. Leodin not too far in tote as she's kind of speed walking behind her, trying to just follow her path through the snow to make sure that she's able to get through just as fast. Olanu, you arrive back right in front of the White Lady Inn.
I would go into the door and go straight up to the innkeeper
Mhm.
and ask her what she has to, or two things. What beverages do you sell here that are strong?
She kind of like looks at you and she kind of like looks down and then kind of looks back up at you and she's like, we don't have really that much of a selection, dearie. I would
Whatever you
say
have.
we just have mead.
I'll take it. 3.
Okay, sure. That'll be 6 copper.
Okay. I need a room to myself.
Very
If
well.
the one
if-
that Ian stayed in is still available, I'll take it.
Did you talk with Ian about this?
He's dead.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, dearie. Yes, of course. Well, he's paid up through the night. You seem distraught. Here, you
He's a
can
friend.
take the spare key.
Thank you. The drinks.
Right, sorry. Was absorbed. Give me a second. I'll get them for you.
Do you mind
She's-
if the dogs come with me?
Oh, She kind of just looks at you and she's like, sure. Go ahead.
Thank you. I'll make sure that if they make a mess, I'll clean it.
Please do. I'd appreciate it. Save me some time in the
Not a
end.
problem.
Well then, to your drinks. Leadin, you, of course, get there.
I just come in. I don't say anything. I'm trying to be as casual as possible.
Sure thing.
I'm like, I'm around a wild animal, and I'm not sure how they're going to react.
Got it. As you are hanging about before everybody else kind of arrives, you hear and see Captain Imdra as she is going around right now, and you can overhear her speaking to random people. And she seems to be asking if people have come into contact or know of a man that seemed to be dressed abnormally. One that, of course, was not dressed in winter gear during the festival that happened not too long ago. So you see her kind of going up to different people asking, and most people shaking their head no. And as she is speaking, you note a familiar face in the crowd that speaks up. As you now see standing up from a table, a very muscular elven man, large arms and very skinny legs. As he stands up and he says, "Now that you mention it, there was a strange man lurking around the arm wrestling booth. You know, just after Iceheart here stole the show." And it kind of grabs Imdra's attention as she kind of looks upon you and Olanu.
I just glance at Olanu. I see that I don't think she's gonna do anything drastic, which is really all I'm concerned about right now. And I kind of make my way to that gentleman.
Okay. You approach, and as you approach, Abel, Kin, and Grimly, you all make your way inside the inn. He goes on to say, "Yes, he came up not too long after Iceheart got done with their thing. He asked me if I was in the market for some whale oil. You know, just to see if I needed any for lamplight or fluids or anything like that. Found it strange though. He came up, and when he asked me, he seemed his attention was pulled. You know, when you talk face to face with somebody, that they speak with you with their eyes, you get contact, but his eyes seemed to be drifting about, and he seemed to like be talking to me but not be talking to me at the same time. Kind of threw me for a second. I checked my coin purse to make sure he wasn't trying to do anything or pull anything funny, but it seemed right when I went to go answer, he left and didn't say anything more."
Did you see where he went? Like,
I
did he go
actually-
to
I
another
didn't.
game?
Didn't see him past that. I was too busy making sure that the family was taken care of. Olana really did a number on them, or Iceheart.
Did he look like he was crazy not getting your eyes? Or did he look like he was possessed not looking at your eyes?
Well, I'll tell you, he didn't look normal. His eyes were icy blue, almost green. Iceberg blue, if you will. He had a black ponytail. And his clothing is what struck me as strange. As she was saying, he didn't wear winter gear. As a matter of fact, he wore a maritime gear, a mariner's gear, a sailor's equipment. Looked like he was coming straight off the boats in the summertime.
Interesting. Anything else that maybe caught your attention?
Now that you mention it, there was one thing that stuck out to me. On his lapel, there was a golden paw of a wolf. That's the only descriptive factor that stood out to me.
When boats were coming way back when it wasn't winter 100% of the time, you remember any boat or any captain or any ship's crew that would have been associated with a golden paw?
I spend my time alone working out. I don't really get out much.
I can tell you do.
Just flexes one arm and continues to talk while it's still up in the air. He's like, if you look, you can tell that I don't spend much time outside, and unfortunately I don't know anything about the boats.
Understand. Thank you so much.
He goes, that's all I know though. Sorry. I hope that helps.
That was a lot. Thank you.
He goes back down and sits down and begins drinking his ale, and you can see again he had a scar across his eye, a bruise on one of his eyes, and he seems to just kind of be sitting there sulking, just kind of in the average mood of everybody around. Imdra will turn to you, Leodin, and I assume the group now, as you guys had time to walk in there. Imdra will turn to you and look at you, Leodin, and say, Golden Wolf's Paw. Not sure, but it seems like some sort of symbol, heraldry, banner even. Symbolism, yes?
That's what I was thinking.
Perhaps it's a family crest.
Well, I'll tell you what. Now that I think about it, we can go see if Nemetra still has the registry for the vendors that were here during the festival. Might lead us in the right direction. If they had anything to do with the festival, you might find something there.
That's not a bad idea. The town's still on lockdown, correct?
As of now, yes.
Which
We
means
should
no one.
probably do it in the morning.
Which means no one can come or go.
Well, legally, sure.
Then again, if someone isn't being affected by the cold, there's probably an awful lot of ways they can sneak out.
Well, I won't be the first to say that our guard is impenetrable.
Your guards are mostly incompetent, especially that one over there.
Which one?
The one who guards your town hall.
Oh, the one that stamped Brian. You're talking about Brian, aren't you?
Oh, yes.
As I said before, he can be quite brash, if you will.
More polite word than I would use.
But on more occasions than once, he's done his job better than anybody I've seen.
Actually, that gives me some ideas. Should we go to one of our rooms so we can talk without worrying any of these good people as well?
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea.
And if you'd like.
Icehart sets down the third mug
Mm-hmm.
After having chugged everything.
Sure. If you chugged everything, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh no.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'm good at those.
I'm good at those.
Hey. 17.
Oh, thank God.
All right, you're safe. You down the third drink and you are feeling quite good with yourself. You are tipsy.
If that's what you need.
Let's return to our room with the one I put the cauldron in. We can speak there without worrying everyone else in the tavern. Well, my mistake.
You see, Imdra doesn't even like take a moment to speak. She just immediately starts walking upstairs.
We're all right.
Just so we don't have people are already pretty happy to tie their neighbors to stakes to sacrifice to a frost goddess. I don't want to give them any more reason to be like shifty eyes with people.
All right, so you
Alright,
guys
we maybe
make your
should
way.
follow her.
Yeah,
Call
she's already
Sarah
halfway
and
up the
Molly.
stairs. Olana, you call Sarah and Molly up. Yep, they follow. You see like a few patrons like look over as like the dogs run past them, and they're like kind of like double taking between like the innkeeper and the dogs, and she just kind of like waves you on. They shrug.
No.
They don't care. They're just like whatever. But they just this is not something that they would normally see.
Okay, OOC moment real fast. Abel, can you speak to animals now?
Who, what, huh? Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay.
Never mind, yeah, back. Sorry.
So, leading you, of course, make your way up. You see that she has actually brought up like a drink with her as well. So she's just sitting there with like her back up against the wall and her foot against the wall. And she is, currently drinking and waiting for you.
It's this one over here.
Wrong door. Sorry. And you can go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Da-da-da-da-da. 18.
Okay. What is your insight modifier versus perception? Because I would rather you roll insight on that one.
It would have been same.
Okay, so what was it? 17, 18, something like that?
18.
18. Okay, yeah. You can tell that she herself is a few drinks in.
Tax dollars at work.
As she now kind of makes her way to the doorway.
Do you
And
need
you
a
guys-
seat? Do you want
No.
some water?
Fine, I'm fine.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Just asking.
What are we needing to talk about here? Do you have another lead?
Well, in a manner of speaking, but you also mentioned, at least I think you mentioned, at least according to my notes, that you had information about the Dark Ones that the ghost claimed was walking about unseen.
Ah, yes. And she goes, well, if it's not one thing, it's another. But, the dark figures that were stated before, I asked around, and it turns out that a character named Scython, the tiefling in charge of the East Haven Ferry, the one that has gone non-functional ever since the lake has frozen over, heard that he may have some information about some dark figures.
I see. Well, isn't this delightful? Your town has certainly seen better days, hasn't it?
The sad story is it really hasn't ever since I've been here.
How
I
long
wish I
have
could
you
say
been
we
here?
have seen better days.
No
About a
wonder
year
your
now.
speaker. No wonder your speaker looks like he got run over by a Roth.
He does a lot. He's quite new. But I think he has what it takes to do what's right.
Alright. Well,
What happened to the old speaker?
Died.
In normal ways?
The old speaker, on her way back from one of the large town speaker meetings, I guess they have a large get-together where all of them come together and come up with rules and regulations that all 10 towners should follow. Whatever, I don't know. Anyways, they were ambushed on their way back. She caught a horn or a spear or I forget what it was, but basically stabbed to death. Bled out before she made it back to East Haven.
Tragic.
I'm sorry?
Nothing. Another death to the storms and the evil that lurks between cities.
Sorry. She could see she just downs another drink. She's like swashing it around, like noting that it's like getting empty.
Captain Indra, I believe we can speak with full confidence now in saying that we will most certainly help you in any way we possibly can with this murder on the loose, as, for lack of a better term, they have now officially made this personal for many of us.
Don't expect a body back. Living one, anyway.
I mean, I don't think they paid the same respects to the people they killed. If I was to put out a bounty on her head, I would say dead or alive.
It'll
Doesn't
be dead.
matter to me as long as the deaths stop within the town. I'm supposed to be
Speaking
able
of-
to protect the people here, and as they drop like flies, I feel like I'm losing.
Reaching out to
their. Go ahead.
reaching out to some others to have aid is also a sign of strength, Captain.
Yes, I agree. It's just, even if I have reached out or if I've done what I've done, what's happened has happened. Building people's trust back up is no easy task here.
I noticed. Although, this is a rather gruesome request to ask. The lockdown on the town, how far does that extend?
To the city's borders, what do you mean?
Does it
We need to
extend to...
leave.
No, we won't need to leave the town, but there is one
We're
site
chasing the
to...
murderer.
If they manage to get out of town, we'd have to. However, I'd like to investigate the site of where you've been sacrificing people to the Frost Maiden.
You think that has something to do with what's going on?
I have a feeling it might be connected.
Well, I mean, I'd say if you're here to investigate, that I could allow special treatment, and it's not too far outside of town anyways.
I'm perfectly happy if you inquire how God forced to come with me, but may I make a personal request and ask that you not send Brian?
Well, Brian is on duty anyways in front of the city hall. He wouldn't be helping you anyways.
Thank you. Thank you. Just, yes, thank you.
As she finishes the last bit of drink, she kind of chuckles. Strange that in a place in a time of need, I put my trust in a drow. No offense, of course, my friend.
Oh, it's fine.
Just goes against everything we're taught as children.
Well, not everything. I've heard plenty of tales about other drow around here.
Ah, tall tales. Tall tales.
Hmm.
Anyways, what's your next step?
I think tonight we need to, at the very least, and she'll like lean into Imdra. I'm pretty sure our Goliath is heavily smashed. We just want to make sure she can actually stand straight before we go after anything.
Looks around you. Looks fine to me.
Give it 5 minutes. But, after we've done that, I think we're going to head straight to Nemetra to figure that out, and then I would like to investigate the sacrificial site.
But you're talking tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Right.
Right then.
Plus,
Early night
plus-
it is.
plus, we had a short rest after we finished off that hag, but let's be honest, I think no one's going to complain to actually having a good rest before we tackle anything else.
Well, I'll tell you what. From one person to another, the longer we take now, less likely we'll probably find the killer. So,
Agreed.
if you guys want to have a rest, so be it. But it's up to you. You guys are pretty much the only ones I can go off of now. Nobody was
And-
interested in the actual murder itself other than yelling at me about it.
In that case, actually, Leodon, why don't you and Olano go and speak to Nemetra tonight before we turn in?
All right.
Okay, well that
And
sounds like
Abel-
a good idea.
And Abel, Grimly, could you help me in another task, please, while the ladies here handle that?
What do you need?
I need you to go outside and fetch back a lot of snow.
Easily done. How much is a lot?
She points at the cauldron.
And what is that anyway?
You know, I actually am trying to figure that out.
Are you a cook or something?
I'll let you know depending on how this turns out after I clean it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna.
How many have you drunk?
How many have you drunk?
Right. Maybe you should go and lay down for a moment, Captain.
Can we walk you back to your place?
Oh, don't worry. I think I'm gonna spend some time here and finish off the rest of whatever she's got in stock.
All right.
Wonderful.
Did
All
you
right,
know
well-
Ian?
You get what? I'm sorry.
Did you know Ian?
I know Ian. No, I know Ian's dead. I don't know Ian like before he died. I mean, I heard
Okay,
of
Okay,
Ian.
come on. Out you go. Out you go. Come on.
Oh, okay.
Come on. Out.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
All right. And you just shove her outside the room. She's just like, she's letting her feet lead her as her head kind of trails back behind her.
Okay. Yeah, you go have more drink. You go on. Yeah. Go on.
Just yell if you need me.
Will do. No, we won't. Leodon, Iceheart, could you go speak with our... Was she a Dragonborn? Yeah,
Yeah.
she
She
was
was.
Dragonborn.
She was.
Yeah.
She's an overweight white dragonborn female.
Alright, if you two can go talk to the grumpy talking handbag, then I'll deal with this cauldron.
Never mind.
Don't
Okay.
worry about it.
All right. So Leodin and Olanu, you separate, and are you taking the pups with you, or are you leaving them here?
No. Alana, before she goes up, she'll Leodin, give me a moment. I got a separate room tonight. I'm gonna put the dogs inside. I'll
Right.
be right back. And she'll go to the room, unlock the door, let the dogs in, call them up onto the bed, tell them to stay, and then leave. Lock the door.
They seem very obedient. As soon as you say stay, they kind of just sit there and just like stare up at you. And as soon as you close the door, you hear whimpers and like like scratches on the door.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go.
Do we know if they've eaten today?
Oh, good. Thank you. She opens the door, throws a ration in there, like open, just for them to eat, and then calls Percy out as well. Puts him on top of like a high shelf, and gives him a ration as well.
Okay, right on. Yeah, they go over, they start munching on it. Percy.
Room is gonna be tore up.
Oh yeah.
Percy,
Oh, yeah.
Percy goes in and
Rockstar tore up.
slowly makes his way over towards the ration. And as Percy does, he's very particular about what he likes in his ration, so he is plucking the very particular parts out of the ration as normal.
All right, gentlemen, let's gawk in more snow shoveling, please.
You're not gonna help?
Oh, no. No, I need to actually check this cauldron for any enchantments and clean it out of hag's blood, fisherman's guts, fisherman brains, and I don't even want to think about what else was in there.
But that'll only
Got
take
it.
you like a few seconds on it.
No, it won't. This is a very big cauldron.
Kid, go ahead and roll a deception, please.
That is a 23.
Oh, jeez. All right, you guys can roll a counter against it if you can even surpass that with a perception check? No, a insight check.
Straight face drow.
If you
I got a
roll a
22.
20, maybe. Ooh, almost.
Oh,
almost.
22.
So yeah,
Nope.
yeah, you now think that at least that it was fucking horrible when you first came up to it. So it might even with his magic or her magical prowess, it would still take some time.
Fair enough.
Do you have a shovel at least?
I'm sure they have some buckets downstairs or something we can use.
Fuck. Right.
And do like a assembly line type deal. I'll go out, scoop some snow, and hand it to you.
That seems inefficient, but
Sounds like a charming idea, I'm sure.
All right, while we start the
We'll go get
working
some snow.
montage. And you guys start your work montage. Leodin, Olanu, you make your way back out into the snow. The snow is now, of course, same as before, as it softly falls upon your faces and your gear as you make your way towards the northeast part of town.
Leodin. How are you holding up?
Don't know. I'm telling everybody that I'm fine, but I don't know. I'm glad that you got Molly and Sarah.
Yeah. They're gonna tear that room apart.
Probably.
I know you like animals. Feel free to. I guess we'll be traveling together for a while anyway, but if you want to take care of them or pet them or anything, like, it's fine.
Think I would like that. Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know you didn't
Yeah.
know him that well, but he was a good person. And he had no ill intentions for you.
I didn't think he did.
Okay. I'm sorry that you didn't get to know him.
What I did know was good. He would come around every time he was in Brinchander. And listen to whatever I was doing at the pub.
And
Even if I was bad, he thought it was good.
you bad?
It happens rarely, but it happens.
Okay. I'll have to take your word for it. He talked you up so much. I'm sorry. I just kind of assumed you were like every other bard. Performer in general.
We've got a bit of a reputation.
A bit.
And what do they call? A grandmother would not let me become that type of person. So I might put on that air every now and then, but it's mostly just fake bravado.
That's good to know. Anyway, we should get to it.
Yeah. I hope she's in a good mood. I mean, it's doubtful, but I hope she's in a good mood.
Probably just startled after having someone murdered in her tavern. Unless this is regular for here.
I don't think murder's regular for here.
We'll see.
And as you guys approach, you now would normally hear the bustle of the wet trout from quite a distance, but from your direct eyesight, you can see the area. And you see Jeff is just sitting down at the step of the wet trout, currently with his sword leaning up against the wall next to him. And as you guys approach, Jeff kind of stands up. He's like, "Sorry, guys, we're closed for the night."
We need
Captain
to talk
Indra
to...
told us to talk to Nemitra.
Yeah.
This about the murder?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just no, drinks and stuff like that.
Nah.
All right. Go on in. And he opens the door for you.
Thank you.
You walk inside and you can see that inside Nemetra is like almost furiously cleaning. She is just like, she's turned chairs upside down. She's moved things to the side. She set things to the side, especially like for the area that was moved aside for the fighter pit. There's been plenty of blood spilled in the area, so she is just scrubbing away at the floors to get everything out of the way. As the door opens, she says, "Brian, I didn't, or no, excuse me, Brian. Jeff, I thought I told you." And then she looks over and she's like, "Oh, hi."
Hi.
She just doesn't even pay attention to you, looks back down at the ground and starts to clean heavily.
So.
Interrupt.
Yeah.
She doesn't like look at you, but she stops like cleaning.
Nemetra, we were told that you might have a registry of the vendors who are here for Rothgar's week.
Yeah, I got that. Need to see it?
Do you mind if we look at it? Or do you happen to remember one that would have a golden wolf's paw as
I mean, I
part?
didn't sit here and memorize everybody's stuff, but I can go pull it up for you.
That would be wonderful.
All
And
right.
my shoes are clean.
So in Roll20, you can now see a paper that has been allowed for you to see, at least. You should be able to see. Let me know if you can't. You should be able to see something in Roll20. Okay, let me double check then. In Player's Journal.
Oh.
And there. Should be able to see it now.
Yep.
Okay, and everybody in stream, for you guys, so you guys get a visualization of this as well. Let's go ahead and add it in. She pulls up a piece of paper, a few pieces of paper, that show a bit of what looks like a registry for Hrothgar's wake. And upon looking at it, you can see several of the vendors that were here during it. You see where it says business, it says banner and owner. There are different banners and owners and businesses along this paper. And of course, their banners signify basically who they work for, what they are, and stuff like that. So you can, of course, come to your own assumptions, but this is what she hands you.
Do you happen to know where the survival goods person came from? What is it, Turk?
Oh, Torga. It's Torg for short.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What about it? You said
Do
where
you
they
happen
came
to
from?
remember? Well, do you remember if he was clothed in winter gear?
Yeah. It was a girl. It was a short
Oh.
female dwarf. She was very direct,
Do you know where
to
she's
the
from?
point. Where she's from? Yeah, they said that they strolled in from what was it? Brinchander.
Gotcha.
There was more than one.
Yeah, there was more than one. She was flanked by two other large guys. A human, I believe. But
Did one of them have dark hair, like black hair? And
wouldn't be
icy
able to
blue
tell
eyes?
you. They had their coats on.
Gotcha.
But
They had their coats on.
yeah, they all seem to. She tried to sell off them as protection when she came in.
Oh.
Strange. Like mercenaries, if you will.
Oh.
Did anyone take her up on this offer?
No, I told him I had Jeff standing outside and didn't need him.
Nah, just much better.
Been good to me.
Did you have any personal interaction with these two?
Didn't say a word.
Did they act as if they were cold?
I mean, I didn't ask them if they were cold.
No, but most people, even in their furs, they shiver,
Can't remember.
rub their hands together.
But I mean, they seem to be like everybody else.
Did they mention where they were staying?
Most of these people, they don't stay. When they come in, they usually come in and leave. Most of the vendors we have come from out of town. They make their money here and then go.
Do you know where their booth was set up?
Oh boy. If I remember correctly, it was Sector C4 of the city. It's just north of the stables.
Gotcha. Anything else interesting worth mentioning about that particular crew or any of the crews that came through?
Well, everybody else seemed to be in a happy mood. They didn't seem too happy. It's a celebration for most. Now I understand, bad business kind of breeds bad, emotions and everything like that. So maybe they weren't having the best time of their careers, but I do know that they surely were not here for a happy celebration.
Gotcha. All right. Iceheart, do you have anything else you want to ask?
No.
All right. Thank you, Nimitra. We'll let you get back to your scrubbing.
Thanks.
No, there's one thing. Sorry. And this is gonna be off the wall that you would even notice this. Did Ian look like he had put anything in his facial hair?
That is off the wall. I have no idea. I don't think so. Mostly Ian keeps himself bundled up outside. Wouldn't have been able to tell anyways.
Yeah, it was
I can barely tell.
shot
It's
to
even
ask.
Ian to begin with when he walks inside until he takes off his gear.
Yeah.
Of course, outside of that stupid blue scarf he wears.
Yeah.
Brings out his eyes.
Sorry, someone had just mentioned that they saw someone who looked suspicious. Someone who had dark hair, wasn't wearing winter clothing. It was a human. Leather jerkin, cloth shirt, sleeves rolled up to the elbow, cloth pants, and that he was asking people absent-mindedly or half-heartedly about beard oil. So I didn't know if Ian maybe have talked to this person.
Don't know why he would be asking about beard oil, but no, didn't.
Sorry. Whale oil. Sorry. One of our friends uses whale oil for his beard. It stinks. I don't know why he does it.
Why
Sorry.
would he? Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know. It's highly flammable.
No, I didn't see anything like that. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, I did see a bit of blonde hair poking out from one of the people flanking Torg.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'm really sorry for your loss. If it's hitting me this hard, I can only imagine how hard it's hitting you.
Yeah. Loss is normal amongst my kind.
Well,
It's never easy.
Forgot that it happens.
I tell you what, I have a little bit extra of the special ale from the celebration if you'd like to partake in a shot?
You don't want me any more angry than I already am.
Helps me.
I don't want to ruin that inn room that I'm staying in.
Suit yourself.
Though if you have a bottle of something you won't be missing, I'll definitely take a shot.
You know, Olanu, or excuse me, Iceheart, I would say that you seem familiar with this area, but really all we have is mead. If you want some mead,
That's
you can
right.
have some, of course, but sorry, we don't have anything harder other than the specialty.
And
I had
it's
meat at the
a
end.
doozy.
Yeah, I didn't really like you when you were on it.
I know.
I'll just stick to the regular stuff. Thank you. But I shouldn't have any more.
Right then, if you find anything else, do let me know. I would like to know that whoever's out there or whatever's out there is taken care of.
We're working on it.
Appreciate it. Jeff will see you out. He just has a hand kind of pointed out the inn door.
Jeff, did you notice anything weird?
What do you
Either
mean
with-
weird?
Well, with those people who came in for the survival goods, or right before, like right after Ian came in, and then right before he died. Did you notice anything?
To be honest, I'm just fucking pissed that I didn't see it sooner. To be honest, it's kind of my job around here to prevent kind of shit like this. And failed pretty horribly. But no,
You
to
may
answer your
not
question.
have. Alright. And don't feel bad, Jeff. You do a great job.
Yeah, I'll get over
Kinda
it.
just pat them on the back of his shell.
I probably stopped 100 more of these things more than this one has gotten through, so.
Exactly.
Not a bad track record. Anyways, I hope you guys catch the killer, the bastard that did this, and bring him to justice. Hey, Ulanu, or Iceheart. Shit, sorry.
Oh, does everybody know? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Hey, Iceheart.
Yes.
That was a good fight we had.
Mm-hmm. It was.
I hope you don't show, or hold back. Like I know you did during that fight against this guy.
You're gonna be lucky if you get pieces back.
That's what I like to hear. All right. Abel, Grimly, and Kinrava. You finish your assembly line of goods. Back up to Kin. Kin, what are you doing during this time?
Kinrava is going to go down to the tavern owner, proprietor, and just ask, can I have a really big ladle if you have one?
I'm not sure what you mean. We have small ladles.
Do you have a really big stick?
Dearie, there's plenty of sticks everywhere. What are you trying to ask? I have a broom.
Do you have the broom but without the bristle part?
No.
Hmm.
You're
You
starting
have-
to
you know
freak me
those
out,
roll-
dearie.
Oh, it's alright, I do that to everyone. Do you have anything to do with... Do you have one of those... Oh, we saw those boats out on the water and they had these sort of oars in them. Do you have one of those lying around?
Oh, I don't have them lying around here, but I'm sure if you just walk up the coast, you can find them. There's plenty of them frozen to the river. Or to the lake.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Then she'll go out and she will actually grab one of those oars
Yep.
pry it off with
It
like
takes a second.
fireball spell.
Exactly. It takes a second to like shift it and crack it out of the ice, but you pull it out, no problem.
And then she's just gonna go back, carrying this back with her, and then just like look at Abel and Grimly and just go, "Good going, boys. Almost done."
What are you doing?
Well, I figured if I'm going to end up using this thing like the witch did, I'm going to play into the part. And she's just going to go upstairs with it.
This has been the longest day ever.
And you make your way upstairs. Before we get into what you get into upstairs, let's go ahead and take our first break. I know it's a little early, but I have to use the restroom, and it is not going to wait another 15 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, but that just means our second half will be even longer. Let's take a 5-minute break and come back to it, guys. Thank you very much for being here. Everybody that's watching, every one of you guys, please stick around. We are going to get into it, and again, it's time for vengeance. We are finally, we're pulling the puzzle pieces are coming together. All right, so we'll be right back, guys. 5 minutes, and we'll jump right back into it. So that's a one-on-one screen. Don't worry about it.
5 to 10 minutes, everyone.
Oh, think of all the things we've done today.
Did y'all watch the stream for my thing?
No, I didn't. Like,
Nope.
I'll be honest with you. At first, I watched just to see if Dan's cameras would freak the hell out, and they did.
Yeah.
I saw Dan
they
from
did.
5 different angles, but then I was like, "Oh, I shouldn't be watching this." And then I draped my scarf over like the side of the screen where I could see like the chat going down.
Abel's undead.
Oh well, it's not the creepiest thing in our party right now. Kinrav was trying to roleplay as a witch right now.
Wait, you're undead? That can't be right.
Yeah, totally.
Totally.
That can't be it. I casted that spell next to you.
You know, I just realized you got a ping back on the pier. I know that's the freaky ghost lady, but I mean, like, that pier is really close.
Yeah, it's like right outside the window.
Oh boy. Hmm.
Okay. I was like 2 seconds from peeing my pants. I'm already
we
back.
wouldn't have known. You could have done it.
Like, yeah, just go. Just fuck it. You got plenty
That's
of
why I
bottles
wear a
around me.
diaper during the stream.
That's the way to do it. It's the only way to do it. Well,
Funny
sponsored by
story.
Depends.
Funny story, when Division released for the first one, I pre-ordered it and I was so excited for that game because it just looked so cool. I liked the idea of the PPV. Yeah. And I got off work and I had a 30-minute drive to GameStop at the mall, and they were closing in 30 minutes. And on the drive, I had to pee so bad, and I was like, I can either try to make it to the store or go to the bathroom and know that I have no shot. So I go into the mall and I start rushing through the mall trying to find GameStop. Get inside right as they start to close the gate. I'm gonna let me in to buy it. And as I'm walking out, I have no idea where the bathroom is. So I'm like, oh shit. So I start looking for the bathroom and I just couldn't hold it. So I literally peed myself to get Division 2.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
You actually pissed
Hell yeah.
yourself. Woo!
Dedication, my friend.
Totally worth it.
Worth. Jesus.
To be
Well-
fair, I think we've all been there on that day. You know, the Skyrim release day. You have to camp outside of GameStop just to make sure you can get there in time.
Oh man.
Sure, when I was younger, for sure.
I'm not joking. I literally had a tent pitched just outside the freaking mall, waiting for that thing to open.
Real quick, let's go over the supporters for the stream so far. Doug, Coach, Uncaged, of course, with your always glorious hosts as we start the stream. Over What the Heck with the resub tier 1, YOLO. as always. Thank you very much. With the 3 months also, by the way, with us from the start, which is awesome. Yotane, resubscribed with the Twitch Prime for 2 months in a row. Seth has Snuggly. Okay. All right, Yotane. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for the sub, as awkward and strange as that sentence is. Trash boat decal, or is that dekai? Dekai? Is that an I or an L? I can't tell. I think it's an I. Trash boat Dekai, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Over What the Heck with the gift sub to Tyrannoonoob. Congratulations, Tyrannoonoob, and thank you very much, Over What the Heck. And to double up, Over What the Heck threw 100 bits our way. Thank you very much, Over What the Heck, for the support today. Like, super support. Sub, a gift sub, and a freaking 100 bits. You awesome, awesome person, you. Marin108 for the follow. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Nat1 family. And Gronk coming in, sliding in at the last second with the host. Thank you very much. I'm really happy to see some familiar, like everybody's familiar faces. I really do enjoy seeing that there are people that kind of are following the story as it progresses. It's super cool. Zarkonic Priest, I see you here. Of course, same with Shiny Jolly.
In my defense, like this thing I'm wearing right now, the thing people are calling the Snuggie, I wear this when I'm DMing on Sundays, so that's my defense.
Seth's Snuggie has become a stream meme.
Plus, like, it's really soft and it's really comfortable, so if I'm gonna be D&Ding, I'm gonna be comfortable.
Grandma! Welcome back. You bastard, I know it.
Oh, I'm gonna get some ice for my drink real quick.
My notes this episode.
Are probably all over the place. Are they
Ew.
good? Hold on,
Yeah,
let's see.
I started drawing over or writing over drawings that I had done.
Okay.
Are you doodle too?
Yeah. So this was a concept for the fish
Oh,
fire
no.
thing that I posted in the Discord.
Oh yeah.
And I flipped my page over and I was like, oh yeah, oops. And I just started writing.
I'm actually writing concise notes this time. I'm impressing me.
I'm impressed as
It
well.
looks like my school notes.
I was homeschooled, and so therefore notes really weren't a thing for me. So
Like I have the page like inadvertently like split down the middle, and so I'm using it in column style.
nice.
I
No,
know
I have important things underlined and starred in red, including I have a player note. Dan kicked us all out of the chat and talked to Abel alone for
I
a
don't know what you're
long
talking about.
time.
I don't know what you're talking about. I did no such thing.
I don't remember that.
Speaking of which, like, I said to the guys down there, I only know, like, my headset, my big expensive one, died literally when you started the introduction, Dan.
Oh, perfect.
And I had to grab, like, my £5, like, $6 headset. And it turns out I can actually hear you guys better through this thing than I could my big expensive one.
Excellent.
So the thing from Poundland is like, which, after saying it out loud to the guys down there,
Poundland.
Yeah, that's what we call our dollar store in the UK, Poundland.
Take
That's,
a trip to Poundland.
Yeah, that's an American.
Yeah, I'm not-
That's not so nice in
I'm not-
America.
Is that an adventure park or?
It's an adventure when I go.
On the weekends. That's when the good polls come out.
The rides are so cheap.
They're cheap and fast.
Oh boy.
You know, butter is real cheap though.
The butter is real cheap. All right. On that note, it seems everybody's back, stuffing their faces with some snacks and some drinks, and we've had our potty breaks. I think we're good to go.
We are.
Poundland.
I will find an actual image of that store for you to prove I'm not shitting you.
And we make our way back to Poundland as we come back.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, set thoughts.
Set.
Yeah.
And scene. Abel grimly, Kin, of course, carrying her oar up the stairs. Abel and Grimly slowly behind them with handfuls of snow. You make your way finally upstairs, and you pat the last bit of snow that fills the inside of the cauldron. Kin, what are you doing?
She is going to just, well, after she's used prestidigitation to like clean the inside of it up before they put snow in, she is going to use Fireball to just melt the snow bit by bit, so it turns into water to fill up the cauldron.
Okay.
Then she's going to like blow out all the candles in the room, and she's going to use
of course the fire bolting or whatever. It takes quite a bit of time, as you know, the firebolt literally just all the way to the bottom every single time, so it just only melts the snow that it touches basically every single time. So you're just having to like mix it, firebolt, mix it, firebolt, until finally everything is settled and you have a nice lukewarm thing of water, and you blow out all the candles.
She is going to then blow out all the candles in the room, pull up her hood, cast dancing lights, so there is like creepy globules of purple and blue light going around the room, and she is going to keep stirring for like 1 full minute. She doesn't care if like Abel or Grimly are watching, she's just going to keep stirring.
Sure.
Oh, she's also going to take out that red book that she has, set it out on the side, and then just open it up and just go, Asha, please monitor the cauldron to see if you can notice any sort of magical differences as this goes on.
Abel and Grimly, you see a witch in front of you as she begins to stir this cauldron, and 5 globules of light pop out from her hand and begin to circle the area.
If she starts singing, I'm leaving.
This has been the weirdest day of my entire life.
As you speak to your spell book, which is what you said, right?
Okay. Red book she's taking out,
As you speak to your spell book, it opens up to a page like on its own, and as it just kind of opens up, you hear the voice inside. Yes, master.
There we go.
All right. Leodin, Olanu, you make your way back from the wet trout. And as you're making your way back from the wet trout, where are you headed? Are you headed back to the inn, or are you headed in a different direction?
I think we should go check out the area that particular shop and booth was set up in. Just
Sector C4.
Really quickly, it was north of the stables.
Sure.
Okay. So you head back down just north of the stables. You see that there looks to be, maybe like 1 or 2 people casually walking quickly as they have their hands crossed in front of their chest and their head down. They are making their way quickly to the next building. But other than that, there does not seem to be much. It seems to be what looks like your regular housing in the area, old houses, some of which the windows have been broken in, doors kind of hanging off to the side. But others, you see a small faint glow of an orange glow coming from inside. Very faint.
About what time is it?
About 9 o'clock.
Okay. I would like to go to one of the doors where we see a faint glow
Okay.
and knock.
You knock, and as you knock, you hear the sound of like glass or I guess pottery smashing across the ground. And Leodin, with your passive perception, you hear, fucking damn it, who the hell? And then opening the door, you see a halfling female opening the door in a very lovely long john outfit, colored red. As she opens it up. Who are you and what are you doing knocking at my door?
I'm so sorry that it's so late. We're working with the captain of the
I don't
guard.
want
We're
any.
Finding out who the... I put my foot in the door.
Okay, all right. She tries to slam it and it hits your foot. She
We're
just
not
like slowly
selling
opens it
anything.
up.
I want to ask you a question. Do
What do you
you
want?
happen to remember any booths in this area during Rothgar's week?
Yeah, I mean, they were right outside my house.
Do you remember who ran them?
No, I didn't ask their name. What do you mean?
Like
A
what they
survival
looked
goods
like?
place?
Oh, what they look like? Yeah, of course. It was just a dwarven woman and some other weird, scruffy-looking guys.
Do you remember the hair color of the guys?
They were all dressed up in, I don't know, what is it? Winter gear.
Okay, that's all I needed. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I moved my foot.
Well, I mean, as you move your foot, there was one guy
Yeah?
that wasn't in winter gear.
What? That guy. What can you tell me about that guy?
Handsome?
Did he have dark hair? Like black hair?
Oh yeah, dark hair, long, shiny.
Was he wearing like summertime clothes?
Mm-hmm. Yep, sure was.
And he was with that booth, or looked like he was with that booth.
Sure, yeah, I mean, he was with them for a little bit. He left for a long time and then headed back before they left.
Alright. Do you know if he left, like, do you remember if he left with them?
Yeah, sure did. He walked out with them and everything like that. We were headed back.
Okay.
And we saw them leaving.
Right. That's all I need.
What
Thank you
time
so
was
much.
that at?
Oh, never mind. What time did they leave? Do you remember?
Wasn't too long ago. Maybe, I don't know, what, 3 hours?
3 hours
And they were
today?
able to leave.
Today, yeah. Well, yeah, why wouldn't they leave?
The town's on lockdown.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Interesting. Did you see which way they were heading?
I
Like,
didn't
which
get a
way
good
out?
look. I didn't get a good look, but it looked like they were facing like northwest before they
Like
took
towards
off.
the east way?
Yeah, they weren't. Yeah, exactly, towards the east way. They weren't headed, down towards the stables.
Alright. Anything else,
set-
Alano?
It's set up their stuff on top of like three what are they called? The sleds with the dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, they had set up all their stuff on like 3 sleds with dogs. There's a hell of a lot of them,
Anything
I'll
else
tell you that.
Hell of a lot of dogs?
Dogs.
Hmm.
But I guess it's
Did you
normal
notice
for a
that-
merchant.
To have a lot of dogs?
Yeah,
Probably.
to have, for travel. I don't know.
Anything else weird you might have noticed? I'll take anything weird. I like good stories.
Maybe.
If I pay you gold, would you tell me?
You know, it's pretty late. I'm gonna go ahead and head out for the night. If you, could you just, make sure to move your foot out of the way? I can just shut this door here.
Alano stops the door with her hand.
What do you
I
want?
believe she offered you compensation for information.
A gold? I can make a gold in a week.
How much?
You could make a gold in in 5 minutes.
I could, but I could make more. What, 5? 5 gold.
How about 3?
Roll
How
a
about
persuasion.
2? And
Roll
I
a
might
persuasion.
give you one more.
Roll a persuasion, and then if that fails, then you can roll your intimidation first.
Okay.
Roll your persuasion.
It's a dirty 20.
Okay, and let's see what she rolls. Ooh, oh, she meets the 20. So she kind of looks at you and she says, "Look, information is not cheap around here, okay?"
Tell you what, I'll give you 2 now, and depending on how good your information is, I might give you more.
She kind of like squints her eyes and looks up at Alanu and, okay then. 3 dog sleds. About 6 dogs per sled. There was, for what I could tell, 3 scruffy looking members that were all in winter gear, and then the one without. And then the dwarven woman. Well, she looked pretty weathered herself. Didn't get too many customers when they were here. Every time you would see someone walk up, they'd walk away with throwing their hands in the air and yelling at them. Made a few sales, from what I could tell. They had a bunch of stuff. Things like cut wood, rope, climbing gear, stuff that you would need for survival out in the wilderness. Furs, rations, wine, ale, medicine, poison, that kind of stuff.
Anything else?
The 3 gold, please.
Here's the 2.
Well, you should have already given me the 2 because I started talking.
You're right.
The rest, please.
I said it depended on the information that you gave me.
May or may not have some more.
I don't like may or may not.
What, you
Do
don't
you have
think
more
I'm a liar,
information?
do you? Of course I do.
There's one more. Do you have more information?
Ugh. They were waving a flag. Golden paw on a black background.
There's 2 more. Thank you for all the information you gave us.
She takes them and says, she kind of like looks both ways. She goes, "I don't know who you are, but thank you. Now go
You're
away."
welcome. Have a wonderful evening. Do we
We're heading
remember
east.
how much a sled dog can pull on its own?
Maybe?
Give me a moment.
Give her a
I
moment.
actually wrote this
Leodin
down.
definitely doesn't.
I know it was a struggle for both Molly and Sarah to carry us on the sled.
Each sled dog can pull 360 pounds.
Great. Great.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of dogs. A lot of weight can be pulled.
Dogs. So they were carrying a lot.
Abel, Grimly, Kin. As Kin finishes off her voodoo, whatever she's doing to this pot. What are you doing, Kin?
She's just waiting to see if it like activates or anything as she's stirring it.
Sure thing. So as you're stirring it, the lukewarm liquid that you had placed in it begins to boil or begins to bubble. And the smell of like a wonderful beef broth begins to fill the air.
She's going to just look into the cauldron for a moment.
It just kind of looks like darkened water.
I don't suppose either of you two would like to try some of this?
Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. And she'll just like try it herself, like, you know, dip a hand in and taste it real fast.
You taste it and it tastes delicious. Like the best beef bouillon cube had been dropped in there and you get a nice beef broth.
Smells pretty good, doesn't it?
She's going to look up at the two and go, this makes those fish dishes look absolutely horrible. This is actually pretty damn good.
Sort of rub my eyes and walk up towards it.
You
Smell
walk
it.
up towards it and it smells delicious. It smells that of like a home cooked stew.
I'm gonna go downstairs and get some bowls.
Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. I don't know how you just stuck your whole hand in there, Kinrava.
It was kind of odd.
She casts prestidigitation and it cleans her hand instantly.
You see it kind of like the liquid dripping from her hand and suddenly it just goes like and like absorbs.
Is her skin all burnt?
No, actually it is the temperature of like just above like a skin's like it would have reddened your skin, but it wouldn't have caused a 3rd degree burn or something like that.
I take off my wet gloves that are soggy from the snow.
Sure.
I just rub my hands together and put it over the cauldron.
It's nice. It's a nice warm feeling sensation.
I have the strongest headache just behind my eyes, Kin.
Kinrava is like busy quickly looking over towards the book on the side and just saying, Asha, make sure you mark down that 1 minute of stirring resulted in the activation of the conjuration spell, please.
Yes, master.
Excellent. Sorry, what was you saying, Abel?
That's not important. I just have a headache, that's all.
Well, considering everything that's happened this day, I'm not too surprised. I don't suppose... She's gonna, like, quickly see if, like, Grimly's gone downstairs, hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah, he just recently went downstairs.
I'm going to assume that you aren't, you know, going to be too broken up on all of things that's happening right now.
I expect people to die out here, but doesn't mean it's easy.
I suppose that's a fair point. As for the headache, I'm afraid I can't really do much except offer some of this at the moment. Which, now that I actually can confirm that this doesn't pre-boil human body parts, I actually think we can sell this to the town and make quite a bit of money.
It sounds like a good idea.
Because honestly, there's no way we can carry something like this everywhere we go.
I guess we better make use of it as much as we can tonight.
However, what I am going to be doing tonight, and she'll look over towards the red book, I'm going to be having Asher over here. Oh, Asher Benapol, the mind I awoke in my book. I'm going to be having.
Sorry, you did what?
Oh yes, I gave my spell book sentence.
Asher Benapol is my name.
Yes.
I
that.
take a couple steps back.
Oh, don't worry. He has that weird voice right now because I stuck him in that other wizard spell book to see if he could bring anything out of it.
Cool.
Don't worry. But I'm going to be having him, and also I'll examine this cauldron myself to take down some blueprints. I'll admit I'm no artificer, but I have seen wizards before being able to create their own magical items. Perhaps by studying this and with a bit of time, maybe I can make a scaled down version of one of these things to help sell to some of the smaller towns.
Gonna rush in with a bunch of bowls, excited. Okay,
The door crashes open.
Bowl.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Bowl.
Help yourselves for the time being. I'm just going to write down all the details we have from this.
I just dip the bowl in and then bring it up to my mouth and start sipping.
It's delicious. It's absolutely delicious. It's it's strange that this snow has turned into a delicious dish, but so be it. Kinrava at the steering wheel. You now have basically rations for the day.
When Iceheart and Leodin get back, I think that's a conversation that Leodin or Iceheart wanted to have before we left for the cave. And do you think now's a good time to have that conversation?
I mean, I'm sure you can probably ask her what you want to have for your purpose out here, but I'm pretty sure the only thing you're going to get is either growling, talks of revenge, or talks about dismemberment of some of targets of said revenge. Granted, that's probably still going to be quite an enlightening conversation if you decide to have it, but if you do want to have it tonight, I would suggest doing it after they've had at least something to eat on this.
Kinrava, I want to apologize for when I first saw you in the Black Iron Blades. I was scared. I'll be completely honest.
Oh, that's a good thing.
But seeing how Brian treats you, how other people treat you, perhaps I shouldn't judge people so quickly. I just want to apologize.
They say the greatest fool in every plane is the fool who trusts himself. I don't expect anyone to trust me directly off the bat. And quite frankly, that Brian character has always been a pain in my side.
Well, I just want you to know that I trust you. And I hope that you can trust me one day.
Blue eye.
I trust you too, Grimly.
Like his first good meal in like a long time. He's just like, you don't even see his face anymore. You just see you see the soup just dripping down his beard as
down his beard.
I'm gonna have to put it to. Actually, you know what, Abel? Could you do me a favor?
Maybe.
Could you take one of these bowls and set it in the room with the dogs in it? Look,
Yes.
I didn't want to mention beforehand, but I've been hearing scratching, yowling. I have heard a lot coming from next door, and I'm pretty sure they're going ballistic in there.
I think I saw her lock it.
Is it locked?
Oh, well,
Yeah.
Oh well.
We could break it down, but
I don't suppose you can scale the outside of the building and go in through the window, could you?
I mean, possibly, but then I might have to break the window.
Fair point.
I wouldn't want to go in there hearing what I'm hearing.
Fair point. Fair point. Well, we'll just have to wait for those two to get back. Besides, you can have that conversation if you so want. If anything, it might be something to either steal Iceheart's resolve, or if push comes to shove, might let her get something off her chest.
I think it would be good for all of us to have. I still barely know anything about all of you. And a proper introduction, I feel like, is needed.
More than likely. Oh, Asher, also add that apparently it's so good that dwarves cannot resist it, please.
Grimly, do you lick
Yes,
that out of your
master.
beard?
Only
That's
around the mouth.
disgusting. Okay, that's still gross. You don't taste the whale oil. Because I can taste the whale oil.
You just hear Kinrava give a quiet sigh while she's turning around, and she's just like...
You hear the book say, Master, more knowledge.
Oh, God.
What the fuck?
And we cut over
Oh,
to
no.
Leodin and Olanu.
Jesus Christ.
Olanu,
So-
Leodin gets the door slammed in her face, essentially, basically. And Leodin steps back and turns around to you.
So, this was extremely helpful. They only left like 3 hours ago.
Yeah.
We should go back and
think-
tell the others.
Yeah. Maybe we can catch up.
I don't know, they've got a 3-hour head start.
I wonder if there are any other events going on right now. Or maybe we can find out where they came from.
That might be a thing.
East.
Well,
To
I mean,
see.
they
I think the
they
Metro
were
said they came from Branchander.
Yeah, they did state that
Yeah.
they came from Bryn.
Yeah, that's right. I guess it's
Good
back
night.
to Bryn Shander.
Bryn
I
Shander
don't
would
think we go tonight.
Bryn Shander would be directly like west and even a bit like not even southwest. It would just be directly west is where Bryn Shander is. With the of course this is metagaming, but this is straight up like the direction they were headed. With the direction they were headed, you would assume, or you could assume, that they were either headed towards Caer Dineval or Caer Konig. Basically towards the north.
Okay.
So, in the times when I was traveling, I wasn't like Ian, where I would go back to my home base immediately. I would go a lot of places before going back. They strike me as the type of people that would go a lot of places before going back. So we might not go to Bryn Shander next.
Yeah.
But I do think we need to tell the others what we've discovered.
Yeah. And it's probably not the best idea to be traveling this late.
Probably.
Alright, do you guys head back to the inn? Okay, Leodin, Olanu, you make your way back towards the inn while Kinrava, Grimly, Abel have their conversation and stew. Leodin, Olanu, you of course make your way straight up to the door and make your way inside. No issue.
What is that amazing smell?
Apparently my own cooking.
And you want to give
You're
this away?
We can't carry something this big around with us all the time.
You see
I mean,
Grimly is
yeah,
like
rig up some
laid out.
straps to it. I'll carry it on my back.
Grimly is laid out in the corner, like with head against the wall. You see a very
He's
full
like
belly,
enough
drip, like you
five
see
people.
literally liquid dripping from his beard. A bowl that has been like tossed off to the side, maybe like 2 or 3 inches from his hand.
This is the first time I haven't smelled fish in a really long time.
How about you, before you help yourself, though, you might want to take a bowl to the dogs.
Oh, yeah. She'll grab up bowls.
Could I take him?
Yes.
Thank you. I take the bowls
Sure thing.
from.
Oh, here's the key.
Thank you. I fill the bowls. I walk out of the room.
Make your way to the
And
other
I
room.
was just going to offer a bowl to Olanu while Leodon's doing that.
She just dunks it into the bowl, downs it, dunks it in again.
Yes. Everybody else, the bowls are like your average medium-sized bowls, but to Olanu, the bowls are a little bit smaller, so she has to like basically like drinking out of a little like coffee cup.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
Oh yeah. Leodon, you make your way to the door, unlock it. You open the door, and as you open the door, the room is as you left it. It's not terrible. You see that they have been scratching at the door, but it seems Molly has found purchase upon the bed, and Sarah has been kind of pacing back and forth, and as soon as you go to unlock the door, Sarah greets you with a large jump up to the chest and a little twirl.
Hi. Are you hungry? I know you had a little bit of a ration, but how would you like some soup? I'm sure it's not something you normally have, but it'll warm your bellies and help your heart. I set one down for Sarah, and then I go to Molly. Can you come off the bed? Eat. And I set one down next to the bed.
Molly is very hesitant to leave the bedside, of course, for a moment as she kind of looks down at the soup, but then of course catches a whiff in the air and then begrudgingly stands up and hops down, and then begins to lick up the soup.
I know. Everything's hard. Beds are much better than anything else. I just check the room to see if Percy is there, knowing he's not going to talk to me, but just wanting to make sure I can get a visual confirmation.
Sure.
That the adorable little griffin is there.
As you look around the room, strangely enough, you find that Percy is perched up in a corner, like a straight up like one of the corners of the room that has a shelf that obviously housed some sort of either pottery or book that has fallen to the floor, and he is just perched up now with all 4 feet just staring directly at you. He hasn't said a word, or he hasn't made a peep, he hasn't done anything, and he just stares directly at you. And he's a good maybe like 2 or 3 feet above your head in a corner.
I'm not going to come over and try to talk to you or try to pet you, but I just want you to know that your mom is in the other room and she'll be back in a bit. Don't worry.
It just kind of like stares deeply into your eyes.
You are so pretty. I say as I'm like petting one of the dogs,
Mhm.
but obviously not talking to the dog.
Yeah.
All right, folks. I'm going to go back to the other room now. Don't mess up this room. Don't do it. Go back to bed. Okay, we'll be back in a bit. And then I like kiss my hands and then kiss the top of the dog's heads.
Sure.
And silently creep out while they're still eating and lock the door.
Yep. You make your way back, and now that you are exiting the room, you can see the opposite side of the door, and it is fucked. It is like the whole thing has been scratched almost halfway through the door itself, almost as if they're trying to dig out of it. But for now, you close the door, Lock it behind you.
I hope someone's got the mending contract.
I just need to let you know, Iceheart. Most of the room was fine. The door is not fine
Yeah. I'll,
at all.
Yeah, I should probably go back over there.
They're probably good for a minute.
Okay. How is Percy? Oh, you didn't try to touch him, did you?
No, I'm not an idiot.
Okay, good.
I just said that you were here.
Okay.
He just stared at me like I was an idiot, but I'm not an idiot.
Okay, good.
He's
Ugh.
like up in a corner.
Yeah, they get much bigger than he is right now. They're formidable.
That's exciting. When will he be big? Sorry, maybe this is not the time. Can I have some whatever smells great?
Help
Oh,
yourself.
yeah, the
There's plenty
soup.
of this. There's enough soup in here to actually feed over 100 people.
Oh, so
Did
you
you get
tried
any
it and it didn't
information?
kill anybody.
Oh.
Yes, we got a lot of information. Do you want to
Okay,
tell
good,
him
good.
while I eat? Or can I be
Sure.
rude?
Oh, no, go ahead. And she relates the entire story.
Okay. Kinrafa's also
Uh,
gotten a bowl by this point, but unlike the others, she's sort of like very politely, sort of ladylike, taking small sips, like polite and everything.
So,
But
you have an idea of which direction they went.
yes, potentially Cardinaval or Carconic? Carnic? Sorry, my dwarvish isn't great.
Kira Koenig.
Carconic.
I have a question.
Yeah?
Numetra said that Storga, this woman, came with 2 people. But then also the murders happened a week ago, before the festival.
If they're traveling merchants, they could simply be going around. In case you forgot, Bryn Shander also had a few murders happen there that they tried to bring to our attention.
That's true.
But
Right.
I was just
the
gonna say, I think
person... Sorry,
maybe
go
the
ahead.
maybe the person that doesn't wear the winter clothes was already here and decided to travel with them.
That's right.
You have
Because
the
he
lapel.
wasn't there.
Yeah.
Bryn Shander has had murders. East Haven has had murders. And you mentioned that these merchants came from Bryn Shander.
Yeah.
Well, with 6 dogs on a sled, we're not going to be able to catch them tonight. Harsh truth.
Unless they happen to be carrying
A
the
lot of stuff.
2,000 pounds that those dogs could pull.
Possibly, but as traveling merchants, they likely know how to get around quickly.
What
It's
are the
also-
odds that
Also,
they were
they
even
didn't
allowed to leave?
sell anything. Oh, they left.
didn't sell a
I
whole
don't think
lot.
everyone knows that the town's on lockdown.
I don't know if you've
halfling
noticed.
lady we talked to didn't know.
The,
Or
mili-
claimed she didn't know. Let me rephrase.
the militia in this town isn't exactly the greatest. I mean, I
Also,
was
they
living
don't
here for
really
over
have
6 months, and most of them had no idea a drow was here.
So you could kind of just wander in and out. As
I'm
long as you
truthfully
know the
amazed
guard
that they managed to
routes.
catch that wizard.
I still don't think it was the wizard.
I don't think this has anything to do with the wizard. I actually have a theory about what might be going on.
No, I don't think they killed the wizard.
Oh, I have no doubt about that. You know, my father used to have an old saying that he said to me over and over again back at my home. If it was easy to kill a powerful wizard, then you didn't kill them.
That's what all the stories say.
However, I think I might know why Ian was killed.
Why?
Why?
It's their traits.
No. Well, partially. See, at first I thought it might have something to do with these Dark Ones. But thinking about what the Spectre said, Dark Ones move around unseen. Killing someone would certainly raise some eyebrows, and if they want to remain unseen, they aren't going to be going around filling up any graves. Well, I say graves, but... Which... I keep thinking about the ice dagger they found, and I know many people suspect it's this, and she'll cast Ice Knife just in her hand. She's not going to, like, throw it, she's just going to cast it.
Like,
and then just sort of clap.
Like a dagger of ice basically just kind of grows out of her palm just past the fingertips, slowly.
But see, here's the issue with this spell. This spell shatters the moment it hits a target. It's an undefined law of the spell itself. It's fragile by nature. But the one we found in Ian remained after it hit.
And it was definitely a magic knife, yes?
There was at least some magic used in it. Which tells me that it's the fact of what it was that makes me more... It's less the fact that it was magic that catches my attention, and more the material that it was made out of. As I mentioned to all of you before, I remained in this town for over 6... She quickly just makes sure that there's no one nearby, or out near the door. I was here for 6 months at the bookstore with Tormund, but he kept my name out of the lottery pot. When I mentioned this to Ian, Ian also mentioned that he had been bribing people to keep his name and the names of a few of his friends out of the pot as well.
I wonder if he kept your name out, Iceheart.
I don't stay in one place more than 10 days. I know
I
better.
don't think that would keep people from trying.
I would have to agree to put my name in any pot. I never would.
But
I'm just saying.
I'm thinking it might have something to do with this, because the fact that it was an ice knife that did this, and the fact that there's been Ian's death, and more so, they mentioned the halfling woman who died, Pennywise Surefoot. Stupid name, by the way, but if she's a halfling, I expect things. But they also mentioned that she was a traveling merchant, another person whose name is likely being kept out of the pot.
At least out of East Havens.
Very true. I can also tell you, since I did spend some time in another town in the 10 Towns, that was one of the smaller ones, that sacrifices there did not include human sacrifices. There simply wasn't enough people there to do it. So, and I have the feeling that either this is someone who's out for revenge for one of their own loved ones being sacrificed, while these people in their eyes have not been getting sacrificed, or it might just be cults of the Frost Maiden herself actually going around ensuring that those who aren't sacrificed still meet their end.
Or it could be, or it could just be tradesmen killing tradesmen because they're competition.
There's no competition at this current moment of time. You could walk around selling fish heads and people would buy them in this weather.
And these people weren't overly interested in selling anything.
They yelled at their prospective customers.
Yeah.
So if they've been yelling at customer, although this
Maybe
does
yelled at them because they didn't buy anything.
Which also brings up another point we need to think about. Iceheart. There's no doubt in my mind what you want to do to the perpetrator of this crime. However, if they are moving around with traveling merchants, we need to think about, one, if these merchants are important to the rest of Icewind Dale. If they're
I don't
selling
care
things
about
that
the
can be...
merchants.
I am well aware you do not care what happens to the merchants. Frankly, I don't care what happens to most of the people in this town. But we also need to think about, if these are traveling merchants, we don't want to have our own names added to a bounty board if it's known that we attack them.
True, we only have immunity in East Haven.
More importantly, we don't know if it's just this one individual who is doing this, or if it's all the rest of his companions are complicit in the activity.
I'm going to put this as simply as I can. If they get in my way, their lives are forfeit.
Sounds good
If
to
they
me.
don't, then they live.
What if we had
pointed
this-
out that she said they. I think that also means us.
Believe me, I don't.
Don't kill people who don't deserve it.
In that
Perhaps
case,
we could get a letter from the speaker here, to bring to the speaker in the next town, and maybe they could help us with an arrest or something.
first we'd need to convince the
Assuming you
speaker
let
to let
us.
us leave this town.
We've already got those permission. We don't have to worry about it.
Alright
From a
then.
drunk captain.
Oh, it
Yeah.
seems like we have enough evidence to warrant an arrest, at least.
Which also brings me to another point, Leodun. I'm going to be trying to sell this cauldron to the town.
Oh. But why?
Because
good.
if we can get a large amount of money from this, we can get either more dogs to move more swiftly, or we can even get some axe beaks to speed up our journeys.
Oh. Yeah.
However, this is East Haven, and frankly, they don't really pay much attention when I speak.
Well, unlimited food.
Yes, but they also...
It's priceless.
It is. But it's also something that can be stolen if they know where it is.
I think that's why he wants me to go, or she wants me to go, is because they tend to listen to me.
Yes, I also want you to come with me because I don't want to just sell this for 300 gold. I want this to go for a lot.
So you might need to be prepared to not sell it in East Haven. They don't have just a whole lot of money. I mean, nowhere has a whole lot of money, but
Thunk, 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 thunk. You hear pounding on the door.
Yes?
hello?
Hello? Hey,
Is that him?
you guys,
Yeah. Yeah?
open the door.
I did.
is it?
Hi.
Oh, it was
Just
open the whole
stay.
time.
Okay,
Hey,
okay. Hold on. She just throws the blanket over the cauldron
it
from the
smells,
bed.
smells good in here. Look, hey, I just remembered that there was also about, I don't know, like 4 or 5, 10 days ago, there was a something that was a murder in Targos, human shipbuilder. I don't remember his name, but Targos, yeah. No, that's pretty much. And she starts to kind of like fall asleep as she's talking. And she wakes up. She's like, "No, no. There's a connection. Connection that between them, between the murders. There's 3. There's 2 in connection. Is that well, no, that they've only died in The murders, they're all the same, but they've died. They all die in the towns that sacrifice people to Orul.
So murders haven't happened in the smaller towns, just the larger one.
Yeah, from what we've gathered, from what the information.
You said Targos?
Yeah, Targos. Targos,
So-
a shipbuilder.
It looks like they're following a road. There's a Targos to Bryn Shander to East Haven, and now they're probably moving on to Caer Dineval. Dineval.
Denival, yeah.
It's like a
You guys
straight.
know where they're going?
We
Yeah.
we
We
have no
believe so.
idea.
We just found that out
Well,
now.
let's go get them.
I think
Captain
you
Indra, do me a favor.
should go and have a very large glass of water and then sit and lay down.
Bowl of soup as well.
Yeah, but what if
Yeah.
they get away?
We
They've
believe we know where they're
already
going.
left.
What do you mean they left?
They
It's
left.
town's on lockdown. So
I
You should tell that
understand,
to everybody in the town.
but I don't think everyone knows that.
well, I
And
mean, they
you're
should.
here and can't tell everybody. And you shouldn't go out right now to
Yeah, it's
tell
pretty-
everybody.
it's
You
pretty
should
cold.
probably wait for tomorrow.
Why? We gotta tell them it's on lockdown. We gotta make sure that nobody escapes, especially the murderers. You said murder. Where are they going?
They
They
said you know
they
that?
left like 3 hours ago.
Kinrava's going to cast Phantasmal Force on the captain.
Okay. What's the save? Wisdom?
The save is... let me check. Yeah, Intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence. Okay. Intelligence save on the captain. Oh, I gotta roll the right dice. Almost rolled the wrong dice. Oof. That could have been detrimental. It was still detrimental. She failed horribly.
Alright, so she's going to see a very large glass of mead
Okay.
that is just going to, like, literally just float past her face. And this is a very large glass, like, it's the size of Olanu's torso. And it's
Okay.
just going to float across her vision and down the hallway, back down towards where the proprietor is.
Excellent. I especially like the part where it says the target rationalizes any illogical outcomes from the interacting.
Yep.
That makes
So-
sense.
As the ale
I'm
goes.
going to follow the captain and talk to the proprietor.
Okay. The the ale goes floating down the hallway, and as she's like
the only one who
mid-sentence, yeah, she's the only one that sees it. As she's mid-sentence, being that whatever she does probably makes sense to you guys now because she's so irrational, she kind of like stops mid-sentence, like there, and then you guys know where they're, and then she just looks. She looks back at you and she just starts walking down the hallway.
I'll be right back.
Ah, peace at last.
As a cartoon following her nose of a smell, you see her begin to start to walk and stumble downstairs as she reaches out towards the glass, and just as she's about to reach it, it like juts forward a good like 2 or 3 inches, and she misses it, and she continues downstairs.
Look, is there anything else that's going to happen tonight? I would really like to be alone.
I would say you should probably get a good night's rest. Although Abel, did you want to discuss anything with Iceheart before she decided to lay down? Or would you like to, or should we have that talk in the morning?
Morning,
you-
if it can.
That
Yeah,
sounds
that'll
like a good idea. Besides, that spell's only going to last a little while before the captain either drops unconscious or snaps out of it.
What did you do?
Oh, I just made her see a giant floating glass of mead going down this hallway.
Mm. Okay.
Leodin, you see the captain stumble and walk into one of the tables and knock over like a few of the empty drinks on the table. And you catch her.
I'm just gonna sit you right here. Stay right here.
Okay.
Go to the proprietor. Can I have 3 glasses of water?
Sure.
And can you keep an eye on the captain there? She's had quite a bit. And I'm worried she's gonna do something daft.
Sure. I haven't seen her like this actually in a while, so just
When
take
was
the
the
waters.
last time you saw her like this?
Last time someone was murdered?
I wondered. All right. Take the water. All right. I got you these meads. They're a little watered down, so that's why I got you 3. But you're gonna need to drink all 3 of them
Mm-hmm.
in order to feel the effects of one. They're
Okay.
that watered down. So you've got to sit here and drink
Okay.
all 3 of them.
All right, and then we'll go get them. We'll go get the guys. Then we'll go get the guys.
We'll go get them in the morning.
We gotta go like as soon as we can. But
We gotta
maybe.
go in the morning. Yep.
Okay.
Like 4 in the morning. We'll wake you up bright and early.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
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 You gonna
And-
drink them?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She goes to grab the first drink of water and she pulls it up to her face and slams her forehead into the table, and then all you hear is.
You just that headache's gonna be a bitch.
Oh yeah.
I walk upstairs.
Just like that sound effect.
Yeah,
Wonderful sound
Oh.
effect.
Oh, Ice Heart, before you go in, take a bowl of this for your feathery friend.
Sure.
If he doesn't like it, then you may as well just give it to the dogs again. But
Yeah,
I thought I'd at least offer.
I'll try. He's finicky.
All right.
Well, she passed out.
Well,
The guard captain.
It's for the
I'm-
best.
I'm not.
She's still down there?
Let her sleep. Let her sleep.
It might not be great for her reputation. She's already said she's had issues if we just leave her to be discovered in the morning.
From what
Well-
I understand, she does this after every murder. So
Well, I didn't think murders were common here, but
I think the townspeople know what's gonna happen.
well, Abel, before you go save the damsel in distress, can you at least drag the dwarf here into your room?
I'll look over it, Emily.
He's awake? Oh no, I guess he's not. Is he Grimly awake?
I mean,
Yeah, what's going on with Grimly?
awake, but he's also like eating enough soup, like people. So...
Grimly, are you still conscious?
He opens one eye.
Yes. Sorry. What?
Can you walk
Nothing.
to your room, Grimly?
Hmm?
All right.
Yeah.
So each and every one of you heads off to your respective rooms for the night. Abel, of course, you can do something here in just a second. Grimly making your way back to the room. Kin, making your, I guess, finishing off whatever is necessary with this cauldron, talking with your book if necessary, and Leodin staying in the same room. Abel, you can of course go first.
Oh no.
I'm gonna ask Grimly to join me downstairs.
Sure, I could use an ale to wash down this soup.
That's not necessarily what I was asking, but I'll go down.
Okay.
The guard captain is down there,
Oh yeah.
and the proprietor, what's her name? Bardabin. Is she down there?
I'm sorry. What was that?
Her name's Bardabin. Bardabin, the woman.
Barbable?
Bardabin. Barbadar.
Bardabar.
Her name is Bardaban. Yeah.
Barbadar.
Can I talk to Herpaderp, please?
I'm gonna see if I can just purchase another room for the night,
Another room. Okay. Yeah. 1 silver.
and then I'm gonna ask Grimly to help me carry the guard captain into her room and put her on the bed.
Oh, yeah. That's probably a good idea.
Yeah. Her reputation is bad enough as it is, apparently.
All right.
All right. So one of you grab the heads, one of you grab the feet, and you make your way up to her room. And
Let me go backwards up the stairs. It'll be easier.
I don't think you put the short person at the bottom, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh no, that's backwards.
As you drag the shit out of her legs across the ground.
Whatever.
You make
She doesn't know.
You make your way to as long as it's not her head, we're good. You make your way to the top and you put her in bed, and she is like out like a fucking light. She is as you are dragging
Just toss
her.
the key on her.
Yep. Her arm lays
back
like
to our room.
lifelessly across, over the side of the bed.
How much does a room cost?
1 silver per night.
Got it. Cool. That's it. That's all I wanted to do.
All right, Olanu.
Alana, or I'll return to my room. The dogs will have the bed. She'll unroll her bedroll and sit down, put the bowl to her side, and call Percy to it, if he'll even take any. And then she pulls out a bear claw from her pack. She starts kind of look over it, and then grabs the spear that she was able to retrieve and starts using it basically as a knife. And she starts carving the visage of a bear into the claw. And as she's doing this, she's thinking, what did you mean by friend? Was it a warning? Or were you trying to tell me that I was amongst friends? She just keeps whittling.
You whittle away until the image of a bear clearly is portrayed within it. And as everybody lays their head to rest for the night, Leodin, Kin, Abel, Grim, Olanu, do you have anything else?
Kinrava's going to put the 2 books down on the floor, her old grimoire and the current red book.
Yep.
And her grimoire is it's black cover, but it's got sort of like golden filigree going across both of its covers in sort of a spiderweb pattern on the outside of it. And she's going to just briefly right now transfer the mind of her spellbook from the wizard's spellbook back into her own one, where we'll take all of the information from that one to that one thanks to Order of Scribes.
Mm-hmm.
And after that transfer is complete, she's going to open up the book and read through it very briefly.
Kin, As you transfer over the essence back to your book, you continue your spell until finally you hear Master. And as you flip through the book, a new page reveals itself to you. A page you haven't seen before as you flip through. And as you flip through, you see a journal entry. This journal entry labeled 453. It says, "Chaos was the theme of the day, if such was an apt description. I'm still bewildered, watching a pair of students start to argue only to be escalated into a full-on fight with magic. These cretins are far beneath me, and shows yet I sat there among the rabble. It irritates me so." And Kin, you also notice that much of the poems that you had seen in the book, at least some of them, have disappeared and revealed themselves to be spells. And currently, you read a total of 7 different spells in front of you. You see Magic Missile, Knock, Phantasmal Force, Mirror Image, Fireball, Detect Magic, and Arcane Lock. But as you read through, you see that some of the book is still drabbled, wow, that's a word, is still covered with these
Fireball.
strange poems that, one, either don't make sense, or two, are very drastically just evil in essence.
Alright, she's going to look up towards Leoden briefly and say, "I apologize for this. This is going to get very weird."
What?
Alright.
Alright, Asher, were you able to recover any more information from the book?
I feel like something is locking me out. I can't even read what's going on in my own mind.
Alright. She's going to quickly check back to the wizard's spellbook to see if all of the pages have, like, gone blank, like, you know.
The wizard's
is
spellbook has
gone.
completely gone blank, yeah.
Alright. Okay. Asher, I want you to focus all of your newfound intellect on this task alone and examining what exactly is locking you out of the rest of the spellbook, please.
Yes, Master.
Alright. I'm also definitely going to have to change your voice. The creepy voice was very useful.
What's wrong with my voice?
Oh, many things, my dear, many things. But that's alright, you're new.
And you eventually find yourself, well, eventually, as Kinrava sleeps for very little amount during the night, you find yourself some sleep.
She'll also spend, she'll spend like the rest of her hours before she needs to sleep just sketching down like images of the cauldron and writing like diagrams of it, and even occasionally putting like a page of her book up to it and sort of sketching it a little bit in a way.
Sure, yeah,
Some of the,
like what you call it, lead rubs kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah. The lead rubs, just a sort of, yeah.
Okay.
And she'll also yeah, then she's basically also going to write in the book the seals and runes and magic symbols needed to get back the creepy voice because she likes that.
Okay.
And before going to bed, she's going to quickly just reach up to her neck and fiddle with that golden spider symbol on her clothing. Just sort
Sounds
of
good.
roll it between her fingers and then cross her legs and do the drow meditation thing elves do.
Sure, why not?
Because,
All right.
yeah.
So you finding yourself in a meditative state. As everybody lays their head to rest for the night, again finding yourself in the White Lady Inn, everybody finds themselves in a very comfortable position, no matter what you're in. Now, physically you're comfortable, but mentally it is a trying time for many of you. Not all, but many of you. A trying time. And as you sleep for the night, you're not awakened by a drunken stupor or anything like that. And many hours pass through the night. Before Olanu, you awaken to the sound of howling winds. You're lying on your back as snow drifts across your face that seems to be barely poking up above the surface of this deep, fresh powder you find yourself in. You're muted.
She'll sit up, kind of dust the snow off of herself, kind of look around.
You look around and you are in the middle of a snowfield. You see off in the distance a bit of hills, maybe even the errant dead tree. But it is absolutely and utterly empty. A long snowdrift curls up over the edge of this large hill in the distance, but nothing. It seems a snowstorm has rolled in, and you don't see the party anywhere. As the snow pushes forward into you, your vision becomes very limited. You can see maybe 15-20 feet in front of you.
But I can make out a hill in the distance.
In the distance, yeah.
I'll start walking towards it.
It's almost a shadow at this point as the darkened sky kind of illuminates it from behind. As you make your way forward, you start to feel anxious, nervous even. But really what stands out to you the most is the feeling of loneliness. As if you're alone on this tundra, by yourself. Nobody here. You turn, you feel behind you, your companion isn't there. You look around, your party's nowhere to be seen. Nothing.
Upon feeling that Percy isn't there, a bit of panic starts to rise. She starts screaming out, "Snowpiercer! Percy, where are you?"
As you call out, you can hear the echo that happens when you yell out into the snow. You can hear the muffled echo back towards you of your own voice. As you're kind of yelling out into the emptiness that is this snowstorm, you suddenly feel fur run across your side, your leg, and your arm. And as you look down, a gigantic white polar bear looks upwards at you and runs the top of its head under your hand.
She'll let her hand kind of trace its head and down its shoulders.
It takes a few steps forward, looks at you, kind of like looking behind it.
Follow its gaze.
It begins to walk towards the large hill in the distance. And as it walks forward, it stops in the snow, lets out a looks back up at you, nods at you, as if knowing. And as it nods at you, you see its eyes burst with a blue flame, blue essence. And suddenly, just as fast as the animal had come, the animal floats off into a burst of snow into the wind. As you look off into the distance out towards the hill in front of you, you see a shadowy figure dressed in familiar winter clothing that stands hunched over with its back towards you. A blue scarf and its clothes blowing in the wind.
Warning then. You'll sink into the snow.
You land on your knees as you drop into the snow, about waist high at this point. As you do, you feel the cold touch of a nose upon your shoulder as it shoves you forward. You look forward, you look back towards whatever it was, and there's nothing there.
She'll bring herself to her feet and trudge forward.
You trudge forward, and as you approach this figure in the distance, getting within 10 feet of it, you see its essence into a black shadowy mist that floats forward another 30 feet in front of you, and then re-emanates itself into the same figure back facing towards you, cloak flowing in the wind.
He keeps moving forward.
You move forward again, and yet again after 10 feet. And this time only about 15 feet in front of you.
Frustrated, she heads towards him in a full run. Ian!
You run forward in a full sprint. This time, footsteps throwing the loose snow behind you with every step. The wind pushing harshly on your face, but unaffected as you push forward. This time, within 10 feet, nothing happens. And as you push forward until you are within arm's reach.
She'll make to tackle him.
As you jut downwards and prepare to pounce, the figure woof, quickly turns around. And as it turns around, you see now standing in front of you the visage of the clothing that he wears. But instead of a face, you see a white light that shines outward, completely engulfing you in this white flooding light shooting out of its cowl. The light completely engulfs you. As you stare and glare into its blinding hue, it lets out a screech, a yell even, almost as if layered upon layer, several different voices screaming out. And Olanu, for the first time in your entire life, you feel your blood run cold. Your muscles tighten. And you fight for breath. As you feel almost stuck in the position and you reach slowly out towards the creature, you hear... And as you look at your hand, you can see the tips of your fingers begin to frost over, moving down slowly across your fingers and over your hands. Until the light... Oh, go ahead.
No, and tries to trigger her rage.
You go into a blinding rage. As you do, the ice shatters from your hand. The light dissipates from the creature. The clothes fall empty to the ground. And Olanu, your head begins to spin, and you fall unconscious into the snow. Olanu, you awake. And where is it? This one. Alana, are you awake? And you're lying down. And you try to move. But you can't. Darkness envelops you. And you feel the weight of boulders that lie atop of you. You can see small gleams of light shining through these rocks and boulders on top of you.
As the realization of what she feels and sees kind of sinks in, she tries move her arms, kind of shaking back and forth. She screams out, Leoden! Grimly! Kinrava! Are you there? Help me!
You struggle and you move and you shift and you can feel the boulders become even more heavily and taut upon your body until finally you feel your hand and your fingers begin to be able to shift around and move.
Abel! She tries pushing and punching as much as she can. Sally, Sarah, Molly, Percy!
You take your arm and pull it up towards your body and push. And you start pushing these boulders up off of you until finally you push a gigantic one that lays upon your chest and throw it off over to the side. And as you throw it off over to the side, you sit up as there are still a bit of, it feels like a weight on your legs. And as you sit up, it's daytime. Well, daytime here in Icewind Dale. The aurora has dissipated. And when you sit up, you look around you. There's not a rock to be found. And when you sit up, you're buried about 2 feet into the snow from waist down as you kind of sit up and look around. And off in the distance, about 100 feet or so, you see the edge of town of East Haven. Abel, Grimly, Kinrava, Leodin. You all awake in the morning. Grimly, a reoccurring dream happening in your head. Unfortunately, you awake in a deep sweat, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sleep well?
I had a hard time. It feels like it's light in my eyes. It feels brighter in here.
Kind of dark in here, actually. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
You don't seem all right.
Actually, to be honest, feel much better than I did the last few days. I'll stand up and start getting all my stuff ready.
Good morning, Leodin.
Good morning. You did some weird shites last night.
I apologize. Wizard necessities. On the plus side, it seems that our wizard was certainly useful for one thing.
Well, that's good. I'm gonna go knock on Olanu's door to see if she's awake. She probably is and is like bench pressing the bed, but I want to go check on her. I'm sure
You
last night
go.
wasn't easy.
You go ahead and do that. I need to prepare my spells for the day anyway. I also need to go and speak to that angry little shop owner for some incense.
You go over to her door.
As I walk, I like knock on the guy's door. Are you awake? But that's all I do. And then go knock on Olanu's door.
Yep. You knock on Olanu's door and you are greeted with from behind the door as the dogs begin to bark from your knock. And scratching at the door begins to start. Like, a good 10 seconds goes by, but nothing.
I bang a little harder. Olanu? I mean, Iceheart? Are you in there?
It stirs the dogs up even more.
I'll
Alright.
peek my head out the door. Everything all right?
She's not awake.
She had a long day yesterday.
I know, but the dogs are really loud. She doesn't sleep through that kind of shit.
I'll look back inside at Grimly and I'll come out into the hall, sort of pulling all my stuff over my shoulder. And I'll
Do you
come and
happen
bang on
to
the door.
have a set of lockpicks?
No. No, I don't.
I figured that was a long shot. Brimley doesn't. I go back. Hey, Kinrava, do you happen to have a set of lockpicks?
Are you trying to break down or break into someone's door?
Yes.
Tell you
I
what,
don't want
give
to break
me.
it down. I just want to break in.
Tell you what, give me 1 minute to sort my hair out.
All right.
And after she's done with her hair, she's going to come out. Alright, which door is it?
Ice hearts.
Alright then. Then she's going to take out her book
Mm-hmm.
and she is going to hold up her hand and go, here's a little something our wizard friend left behind, so... And she's going to cast Knock.
Okay. As you cast Knock, you place your hand on the door, and with a loud that echoes throughout the building, the door
Jesus Christ.
Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to go and check my things.
The dogs have
Thank you.
essentially hidden in the corner of the room and yelped as soon as the knock went off.
I know. It scared me too. I wasn't prepared. I opened the door.
You see that Percy is still perched up on the corner. He has looked up from his side and kind of just digs his head down, seeing that it's just you, and puts his head back in his feathers. And then the dogs, of course, are scared, but no Olanu.
Iceheart's not in here. Do you know that did y'all know that she was leaving in the middle of the night?
I'll come inside. I hope she didn't chase after those murderers.
She would have told us, right? She and I talked about that. She would have told us.
Do I see Percy?
Yeah, you see Percy.
And she wouldn't have left Percy.
Yeah, that's true.
Do we see any more of her stuff or just Percy?
I mean, other than that, she didn't really have much on her, but she did not take her weapon.
I'm gonna kneel down on the ground and try to call Percy over to me. Come here, Percy.
Roll an animal handling check.
Yeah, Ranger. Roll an animal handling check.
Oh, I'm so great at animal handling. 6.
6!
Oh.
Can I try talking to Percy?
You look over at Percy, and Percy somehow flips you the bird. No, he looks over at you. He looks over at you and just kind of like looks you up and down, like a very demeaning manner.
Okay, I'll turn and pivot towards the dogs and try to call the dogs over to me.
Yeah, they slowly but surely make their way over towards you.
Come here, come here.
I
And then
open a ration and I just hold it in my hands. And
Okay.
as I walk towards Percy, I'm saying, we don't know where your mom is, and we need you to come with us as we go find her. Would you mind coming down from your perch? You can have whatever you want out of this.
Yeah, you do so.
And I'm gonna like hold it as far away from me as possible, but
Yep.
still in my hands.
No problem. Abel, you call Sarah and Molly over towards you.
I'm gonna close my eyes for a moment, and I'm gonna remember back to when we first came back from Bryn Shander after finishing our first job, and everybody went to the tavern, and I waited by the Black Iron Blades with Molly and Sarah, and Ian came back, and he started talking to them and feeding them and playing with them, and I'm gonna remember that connection, and I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals.
Excellent. What do you say?
I'm just gonna sort of pull both the dogs in and hold them close to my chest and sort of scrunch around their ears and their top of their head. Molly.
You see,
Sarah?
suddenly the second that you say Molly, she like pulls back from you just a bit.
It's all right. It's all right. And I turn and I look at Percy. Is your name Percival, or is it Percy short for something else?
It looks at the wall and like looks at you and it's like very confused for a moment. Olanu, you're gonna have to help me out here. Is it Percival or Percy?
It's Percy, but it is short. Or Snowpiercer.
Or Snowpiercer, that's right. I could not remember for the life of me, and I would have taken forever to find that. So,
We were told that when we were introduced to her.
right. But I mean, in communication wise, he
I
looks
was just
over.
being mannerly towards her.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And as Percy kind of looks back and forth, and it's Snowpiercer.
All right, Snowpiercer. You didn't happen to see where Iceheart went, did you? I don't imagine why she would have left you.
How are you? She left late last night.
She just walked out.
Yes? She said she'd be back.
Did she?
Locked the door behind her.
Thank you, Snowpiercer. And to be honest, I don't know how I'm doing this either.
Everybody else, of course, you hear the sounds of chirps and tweets back and forth.
Squeak, squeaking, squeak,
Squeak, squeak, squeaker, squeak, squeak, squeaking.
Kinrava's just looking between the two of them, just like,
But again,
Would you mind
not
telling?
in the sense of like squeak, squeaky, squeak, squeaker, but more in the sense of a rugged, like, a rugged outdoorsman calling over, like doing a duck call or doing a call of a squirrel, like kind of thing.
Would you mind telling your new friend there that we've got to go find Iceheart and he's got to come with us.
Yes, Snowpiercer, do you mind coming along with us? I don't think we're going to wait for her to come back. I think it's better if we go out to look for her.
She said she'd come back.
I know, but anything could happen out there.
I don't want to go out with her, without her.
Are you sure?
No, I don't want to go anywhere without her.
Okay. All right.
She said she'd be back.
Percy doesn't want to go.
I'm gonna walk into the room now.
Okay.
Any luck with the bird?
Have you seen birds?
It's just a joke.
Because that's not okay. Just making sure. Great. Like the whale oil. Okay, got it.
I haven't really.
This is not a bird. And no, apparently, our friend here does not want to go find Iceheart with us.
Percy did say she said she would be coming back, so we can try waiting for just a moment.
Tell you what,
I don't.
I'm going to go and speak to that angry little gremlin, halfling, whatever the hell it was back at the general store, because I need to get incense to bring my bird back to life. Tell me if you have any luck with that. And she like points towards Percy. And for the record, I'm pretty sure he's going to bite you if you get any closer.
I hadn't planned on it.
I was speaking to Grimly.
Everybody else hears like the sound of like an eagle kind of pierce the room. And Abel, you hear, I don't like you.
I just chuckle to myself.
I'm not going to ask what that meant. I'm just going to assume it was something derogatory. So, I will see you in a moment. And by the way, there's still some stew left if you want to help yourself to it.
I'm going to eye the axe and pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably bring this with us. She left Percy before. I'm sure it'll be fine. Leave him in this room while we search for her.
You're welcome to stay here. I'm just going to go and get my goddamn owl back. And Kinrava's going to head downstairs, She's going to be carrying the ore with her, by the way. And she just claims that now, and she's carrying it with her.
You're carrying the what?
The ore that she
ore?
used to stir the pot.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a staff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
she's
have
just carrying like a wizard staff.
I was
now,
about to
just
say you could
walking
have
out
it
with
like at the 45 degree angle or 30 degree angle across your back, like in your belt as you walk.
Yeah, she's just walking out with that and gonna head towards that general store we went to
sure thing.
before.
Or upon yourself, you make your way out towards the middle of the city. Everybody else, what are you doing?
We're gonna need Alanu to get the cauldron anyway, so we'll have to come back here. Just
I know, I
leave
just don't
Percy
like
here
the
for
idea
now.
of leaving the animals here. Will you please tell Percy that I would like to give him this food and he doesn't, and I would like to give him this food. He doesn't have to come. We're very concerned about Iceheart, but I guess he doesn't have to come looking. But it would be nice because it would be helpful for him to come with us.
Percy, are you hungry at all?
No, Lanu. She'll feed me.
I don't think it's gonna happen, Leighton.
Fine. And I actually just set it down where I'm standing.
Roll a perception check, Leiden.
Ba-ba-ba. That is an 18.
Okay. You, just out of the corner of your eye as you're moving away, you see Percy just kind of motion his like head over towards the plate on the ground, and then wistfully kind of lifts his head back up as he doesn't want to show that he looked at it.
I ignore it completely. Again, like it's a wild animal, and I don't want to scare it.
Got it. Iceheart, you find yourself outside of the city, in the middle of a snowdrift, looking towards the city. Of course, buried about 2 feet into the snow. You look around, you don't see your weapon. Percy's not around, your party is not around.
I'm gonna shake off as much snow as I can and stand up, kind of dust myself off. This has never happened before. Why am I not frozen solid? I just start walking towards the town.
You start walking towards the town, and as you get close to the town, you are met with two, what looks like very normal, I guess you could say guardsmen, town's guardsmen. They have long pikes. Each one of them has a long spear. As you approach, halt! Who goes there?
Iceheart.
No one's to be let in the town.
I came from the town.
Don't matter. Our job can't let you back in, sorry. There's been a murder.
Yes, I know. I'm working with Imdra, so try and find the murderer.
And we know you're telling the truth.
You could go get Imdra.
What are you?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? What do I mean? Look at you. Aren't wearing no cold weather gear. standing about 7 foot, I don't know, 1,000?
Have you really never? Never mind. I know you haven't. I'm a Goliath. And I'm losing my patience.
Kind of looks over to the guy next to him. Says she's a Goliath. You actually believe her? I don't know, should I? I mean, obviously she is. She's got like grey skin and tattoos all over. Right. Goliath or not, can't come back in.
Go talk to Imdra. She will tell you who I am.
Not gonna happen. Roll a intimidation check on the other guy.
Ooh. 13?
Okay. He's like, you just hear, yep, not gonna happen. He just echoes basically what he says. Sorry.
Just trying to do their job. Just trying to do their job.
Look, maybe you can catch someone on their way out of town. We've already had to stop plenty of people. Maybe you could talk to them.
Maybe you should have done your jobs last night when you let murderers escape this town.
What you know about the murder?
My friend was the person who was killed!
Go get Imdra. Yeah, okay. He runs off.
Pacing back and forth, trying so hard not to do anything brash.
Kinrava, you arrive at your location. The door has been haphazardly repaired from the last time it was slammed. The wood still creaks in the wind.
She resists the urge to knock again, and instead she's going to just push open the door gently. She's wearing the owl mask as well.
Okay.
Before calling in, hello? Is there anyone here who can sell incense, herbs, charcoal?
Yeah, what you want?
She's going to move over to where the voice came from.
Behind the bench, you see that a small halfling dressed in green is reading a small book.
Oh, pits give me strength. Alright. I need a small brass brazier and some incense to go in it.
Look around, I'm sure you'll find something.
Alright.
And you very easily find your way around. Well, I say easily. You find your way around eventually as it's all cluttered and messed around. You have to actually pull shit out of the way and like find it in the back shelf and everything like that, but you find what is necessary. What are you looking for in terms of amounts of essence or incense?
She will try and buy like 20 gold worth of incense.
Okay.
And a small brass brazier to burn it in.
All right.
Yeah, like a little handheld brazier.
Is a brass brazier or a brazier on the item list? Like normal item list?
Yeah, I think so? Hold on.
Let's see. Not brazier. Brazier. There we go. Brazier. All right, so for a small one or a field one, you're looking at 4 gold pieces. So that's a total of 24 gold pieces.
That is all my gold. Okay, yeah, she'll do it.
Is it
She'll do
exactly
it.
the amount you have or something? Or is it close to it?
I had literally 25 gold and left, so
Okay. Manworks, thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate it. So 24 gold pieces total as you pull a handful, like an arm's full almost, of incense and the brazier. You place all the incense in the brazier, and you of course just carry the brazier. But the brazier is no more than like a small bowl's worth, and you put it up on the desk, and he like peeks his eyes up from the book, and he goes, "You want all that?"
yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Closes the book, steps up the stairs, and starts to like weigh out and look at the incense and everything, and he says, 24 gold pieces total, please.
Here you are, the money I didn't waste at that God's Forsaken festival.
Oh, you didn't like the festival?
I can think of better things to do with my time than petty acts of revelry.
I thought I was the only one.
No, I'm afraid you're not.
Interesting. I'll tell you what. Give me 21.
Right then. She'll give him 21 gold.
Save some money in commiseration.
Thank you. You've just become my new best friend in this God's Forsaken town.
Go well, friend.
Same to you. And she'll take it all and pack it up and then head outside. Start walking back towards the inn.
Okay. Leadin, Grimly, Abel. As you all head out, you head out of the inn, and as you are heading out of the inn, you hear a yell from a distance saying, "He was my friend!" And you start to see one of the, I guess the soldiers that were dealing with whatever's happening start to kind of trot your way.
I think we should go that way.
Yeah. Think we found her.
Let's go that way.
You start heading that way. The guard doesn't pay you any attention as you walk by him, and he continues to trot forward. And you make your way there, and Olanu, in the distance, you see Abel, Leodin, and Grimly with your weapon in hand, making their way towards you.
Finally, please explain to these half-wits that
What?
I am with you.
Hi, who
Why
are
aren't you
you?
letting her in?
City's on lockdown.
You're right. But we have special permission from your guard captain to come and go as we please because we're helping solve the latest murder.
Oh, how convenient. City's on lockdown.
I know. You didn't tell the people on the south side that the city was on lockdown, and you probably let the murderers leave.
Don't know what you mean.
Yesterday.
Look, I'm just here to
Apparently you
do
don't
my
know
job.
anything.
Can't let you
Will you
pass.
let her in?
Can't let her in.
I'm gonna toss Ice Harder axe.
Hey, whoa. I don't want no trouble here. Just
Then
trying to do my
open.
job.
And let her in. Also, wait.
Who's to say she's not the murderer then?
So, do you know how the person was killed?
No.
Alright. So, the person was killed with magic, with a magical dagger, actually.
Right.
Does she look like her knee-jerk reaction for murdering someone would be to use magic and not just to hit them over the head like she wants to do with you with that axe of hers?
Or come back into the town where the murder happened. How would that make sense?
Maybe she's come back for revenge. Well, not revenge, but for more blood. Leadin, roll a persuasion check.
Laura's just standing there, just like, how? How could he be this stupid?
19? He sighs. Look, I'm just trying to do my job. Don't tell him I let you in, please. You, large one, don't cause any trouble. That axe on your back doesn't tell me you're here for peace. Just be careful. Watch
I'll
your
be on
wallets.
my best behavior.
Thank you. You've been great. I really hope that you don't get in trouble for keeping her out.
Just be on your way.
Shoulder checks him.
Right.
She walks past.
That wasn't really necessary, now was it?
Made me feel better.
He spits into the snow. He has to lower his cowl, or he has to lower his thing first and then spits and then puts it back up. Alright, and at this point, as Olanu makes her way back with Leodin, Grimly, Abel, Olanu now with her weapon in hand, Kinrava with her incense, I keep saying essence, her incense in hand and her new brass brazier. As you go to meet up again, either at the inn or at City Hall, wherever you may be, that is where we will end today's session.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Alright.
Oh, what a good session.
So, for those watching on YouTube, thank you very much for tuning in. This was a bit of a cathartic episode of trying to get into each other's feelings and making sure that everybody's alright. But again, you have to note that blood is boiling. They have gotten ever so closer to the murder and to the reasons behind the murder. And soon, being the next episode more than likely, they may or may not come into contact with said murderer. So, with that being said, thank you for watching. Keep being your best self. We'll see you next Saturday, guys. See you later.